And we are live. What is going on, anybody out there in YouTube land? 'Tis I, Nemo, the bearded one. And I'm going to turn on the sound on the live stream, and we'll do a sound test real quick. Let's go to that right now. All right, sound looks good. Hey there, Joe Budee, first in on the chat. Welcome to the Subterranean Lair stream. This is going to be the after party per se for the Purple Pill show, since I was unable to do one yesterday after the actual Purple Pill show occurred. So actually did want to talk about a few things tonight that actually happened on the Purple Pill show, namely the single mothers discussion. I wanted to get on that because I do have experience in that arena, and also technically being a millennial, talk about the millennials aspect of everything. I'm going to get ready here in a second to send hangout links to Joe Budee and Assistily 810. I know you guys are going to join me, be the first people to join me live on the chat. And as time progresses, we may bring others on too. I see Coach Eli is in the chat. What's up there, Eli? Real Man streams early in the evening on the Pacific Coast. Isn't that right, baby? Isn't that right, Dana? Joe Budee, you could say that's right in the chat if you feel so inclined. Let's go ahead and send Joe Budee. We'll send you the invite, and bear with me, folks, as I type out invites here for my ever diligent co-hosts. And let's get that sent. Real men do take Epsom salt baths. That's right. That's right. And Eli, yeah, you can join in about an hour. Probably going to go till maybe 9:30 at the latest Eastern Standard Time. That would be 6:30 Eastern or Pacific Standard Time, I think, Coach Eli. And I'm going to take this opportunity. Welcome Joe Budee and Assistily 810, artist formerly known as TFC Fan 2021. Welcome to the extra fashionably late Purple Pill after party.
Thank you for the warm welcome.
Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. I thought that the show last night was going to be a shit show, so I didn't tune in. And I must say that after listening to the replay, I was pleasantly surprised how little Coach Eli had Chris Can't Do's dick in his mouth. I mean, it was still there. It was still in there, but maybe he didn't go all balls deep. He kept it at a respectable distance, just the tip. First off, before we get into any topics, what did you guys think? TFC, what did you think of the show? Since you were on for most of the duration, what were your feelings on it?
I thought it was a good show as always. Of course, Eli is scatterbrained and it's going to be all over the damn place, but that's typical Eli. We've come to expect that. Short of that, I thought it was good. It was good. I thought it was great that MGTOW's the Only Way to Live finally made it on a live show and got to say a few things, even though the delay was horrible.
Oh, yeah, he was a really good caller. I was glad he called in.
Yeah, for sure. Other than that, good show as usual. And Eli said he's going to try to go for a marathon show here soon, so I'm curious to see how long he goes.
Well, that's how long he can go before Dana gets pissed off and leaves. Joe Budee, have you watched the whole show?
At the 3-hour mark, I was very tired and I just had to go to sleep.
Now, pretty much that last what was like 3 hours and 15 minutes total, I think. The last like 15 minutes wasn't like super awesome. Most of it was final thoughts. But I thought all in all it was a pretty good show.
Well, I don't remember hearing JB call in, so I must have fell asleep before that.
Oh, did JB call in?
Oh.
No. You mean MGTOW's the Only Way to Live.
Oh, MGTOW's the only way to live.
Yeah,
Gotcha,
the dude called in.
The dude. Yeah, the dude.
Yeah, I don't get the fascination with the dude. Maybe I need to check out his channel and see what you guys like about him.
Oh, I'm going to speak for myself here. I like him because he doesn't really stick to like one thing in a video. He can go all over the place, but he does that whole stream of consciousness thing where he just talks to the camera. And, he lets his, he doesn't like censor himself. He lets like his true feelings come out. And I think that's really good to see somebody that's that open. And I like that he calls himself that he was a loser. And he realizes the error of his ways and kind of wants to move forward. And I think he's doing a pretty excellent job. It takes a little while to get into watching his videos, I'll admit. But once you kind of connect with his personality, with his the dude persona, his channel is really interesting to watch. TFC, you can share your feelings because I know you watch him too.
Yeah. Actually, I was going to say I kind of said the exact same thing you just said yesterday on the show, that I really appreciate his honesty in that regard. He realizes now that he started a little late. He didn't grow up quick enough, probably, and he kind of regrets it. And he'll be the first to admit that he was kind of a loser. And I apologize. I gotta hang up real quick, but I'll be right back on. Okay?
You're fine, buddy.
Okay, I'll be right back.
But yeah, he is really honest about his feelings and how he was, and I kind of relate to him because I kind of feel like I was the same way. Like I'm not the same, vintage as he is. He's like Eli's age and Charles's age, but I feel like for most of my 20s, like pretty much all the way until right before I turned 30, right, when my kid was like 2 years old, I think I felt that I had the same kind of low priorities. Like I was prioritizing the wrong things and wasn't building wealth and wasn't, building myself.
Did you have low
in the way that I should have? No. I have I don't know. I probably did. This year when I weighed 300 fucking pounds, my testosterone was probably rock fucking bottom. I would say now I'm definitely not low T. But I told TFC we're not going to talk about his fascination with his boyfriend Jamie. If Jamie comes in, he's more than welcome to. TFC and him are more than welcome to hash it out for a little while. But I was hoping Charles would show up because I have I bought some Molson, some Canadian beer. I was gonna I'm gonna pop this. I'm gonna have a couple beers tonight. We're gonna toast to the Great White North with some Canadian lager. And let's see if it beats Labatt Blue. That's like the only Canadian beer I think that I've had was Labatt Blue. So we're gonna check this Molson out real quick.
So if you were to play some copyrighted music during a live stream, would that just make your live stream demonetized, or would you get in trouble?
Now, normally, if you end up playing copywritten material on a video or stream or anything, normally they'll just demonetize you and give any kind of royalties to the actual content producer. But
Gotcha.
if you're doing it and providing commentary and it could be deemed fair use warning. I know if I'm gonna ever plan on putting any kind of copywritten material into any of my streams or videos, that I would just automatically just not monetize the content. So you can kind of provide a disclaimer that says, hey, this song isn't my own. I don't claim any rights to it, and that can kind of shield you a little bit. They may monetize the content still for the actual copyright holder, but your channel would probably still be intact. Does that kind of answer your question?
Yeah, just a moment. I gotta do something quickly.
They're fine. Oh,
I'm back at least.
Yeah, and it looks like Blue Ball Brandon has infiltrated the chat. Blue Ball Brandon, cheers to you. Here's a little tap of Molson, Canadian beer. It's actually not that bad, for a lager style beer. It beats the shit out of Budweiser. That's for damn sure.
Never had Molson. This
is a first time for me, but it says that it uses Canadian water, prairie
Oh, good.
barley, and there are no preservatives. So these Canucks really got their national beer down here. They're using pure Canadian water.
Well, that's good. Maybe it's extra polite.
It did greet my stomach. I will say that when I swallowed the first sip of it, it said, "Hey, thanks for putting me in your tummy, eh?" And then, I feel like it would like to watch a hockey game with me. If I was so inclined to go to a hockey game, I'm sure that it would gladly pay for my ticket and at least buy a round or two. Well, maybe at some point Charles will come in and maybe he'll appreciate me drinking this Molson. Apparently, Eli says that's good Canadian beer. My dad used to love it. God rest his soul. Yeah. Here's to your dead dad, Eli. I'll drink this Molson. Will be in his honor.
Yes. Yeah, pour a little out for your homies.
Oh no. No.
The ones that are dead and gone.
If it was Anheuser-Busch, I'd pour it all out, but I'm not pouring any of this out. I'll symbolically pour it out into my stomach. Oh, Brandon likes Crown Royal. That is actually a really damn good Canadian whiskey. If you're into top shelf Canadian whiskey.
Yeah, too rich for my blood.
I'm still more of a Kentucky bourbon guy, but maybe that's my maybe that's just my locale, being like right in the heart of bourbon country. But no, Kentucky bourbon's where it's at for me, and I too like UTFC. I'm a bottom shelf guy because it gets you there.
That's right.
That's right, Dana.
Hey,
that's right.
They're no problem with $10 a liter whiskey and bourbon. I mean, I got a half gallon of Old Crow. That's one of the more vintage bourbons for about $10 for a half gallon, and the shit gets you nice and liquored up.
Wow,
just as good as fucking Jack does.
Mm-hmm. My dad had this. My dad had this really expensive Jack Daniel's Select single barrel shit.
Yep.
Over the holidays, and I think I have a picture of the label. It's like, oh yeah, here it is. It's 133.5 proof, 66.75% alcohol by volume.
Yeah, it's like that. That's like the cask strength, probably.
Yeah, it says a single barrel proof Tennessee whiskey, Lynchburg, Tennessee, and it's yeah, I looked it up at my local wines and spirits store. It's like $45 for that bottle. Way too expensive for me, but I did enjoy it on his dime, of course.
Yeah, that's like Jack Daniel's is one of their like super top shelf offerings. And I've never had it, but I've heard it's very good.
It burns all the way down.
Yeah. Got that good fire in your belly.
Yeah. It'll warm your cackles on a cold night.
Well, I'm going to say bottom shelf will do the same fucking thing.
Yes. Yeah, it's a hell of a lot cheaper. I could buy the stuff I like is Bankers Club. I think it's made in Kentucky. I can't remember where. I'd have to look at the label. It's, I think, 14 something for a half gallon. That's about the cheapest you can get here in Pennsylvania, whiskey-wise.
Yeah, you can get like real super bottom shelf shit around here for like $8, but the decent bottom shelf stuff's usually about $10 to $15 for a half gallon. That's a pretty good deal, I think.
Yeah, they got to pay for it to get shipped here, so we don't get it right out of the distillery like you guys do.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky like that. Plus, you've got to go to the fucking like ABC stores, don't you? In that Pennsylvania thing.
Yeah, here in Pennsylvania we have an actual liquor store. It's called a state store or wines and spirits store. It's a statewide store. They're only open on certain hours. They just finally started opening some of the stores on Sunday, but it's only a few stores here and there. Like I said, it's really weird. The laws here in Pennsylvania are really fucking stupid.
Yeah, we have a few weird ones in this area. Like in Indiana, you can't buy booze on Sundays. And then there, like, for as much bourbon as is made in Kentucky, there are a lot of fucking dry counties in that state, which I've always found really odd.
Yeah, that is weird.
All right, is Joe Budee still AFK?
Yeah, I'm here. My wife's asking me to log her into something. Why?
Oh, okay.
I don't know. She forgot her password. All right, here you go. Mm-hmm. All right. So.
Why you have share like more reasons?
Yeah, you can log me into that website, baby.
What if
Log
it's
me
her
into that site
Pornhub
like a real
account?
man.
It's not her Pornhub account or Pornhub Premium, is it?
I don't know. I would hope not. That would mean Joe Buddy's not hitting all the buttons in the bedroom.
Well, nowadays, I mean, you can actually make your own videos on Pornhub and upload them.
Hey, not a porn site. Jeez, guys.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah. You guys got things on your mind backwards. Your MGTOW light, right?
Right.
Ish.
I'm just
I'm monk. I never said I was monk. I was monkish.
Yeah, I'm AWM. So
I'm gonna simp on the phone and stream it live.
Oh, I thought this was
terrible.
drama on this episode.
No, it is no drama. I still feel pretty terrible that MA's gone.
Poor MA.
Well, I want to know if he's trolling us because if
NYC came in, I don't mean to interrupt you like a certain ex-cuck of the year, but he said that Eli was asking for him in NYC. I know there's a delay, but Eli is in the bath, so I'm sure he's waiting for you. Sorry, Joe Budee. Go ahead. Yeah, I don't know if he's trolling us either, but I'll let you finish your thought.
Well, okay, so he takes his channel down, but then MH leaves it up. So if MA really wanted it down, why is the video up? So is he trolling us?
Well, I guess time will tell on that one. But I see you there in the chat, Eli. We're not going to go into it. That's about all we're going to go into about any dramatics.
I would just like to say about Coach Eli's comment asking if MA is a simp. Isn't that like the weakest kid in 5th grade asking if another kid is a pussy?
He's a big fucking pussy, isn't that right, baby? God damn it! I didn't mean to take the Lord's name in vain. God damn it! In NYC, I have no idea what happened to SFM. I don't know. Like, I know MA took his channel down. No idea about SFM.
Wow. For the record, I like both of those men very much. No homo, Eli.
No homo at all.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I didn't like them the way Eli likes Chris Cantu, you know.
Oh no. Hello, MGTOW. Hello, man. This is Doward Hare. I just want to pop in for a quick second. We know Eli. He's really big on commenting, you know, on other men's physiques. And we know he's got Big John. Between him and Dana, you know, they're always touching it. And I do believe that Chris Cantu's dick has a permanent residency in Eli's left cheek. Now Eli would have to come in and, you know, confirm this. He'd have to confirm. But in the meantime, this has been Doward Hare. I hope that you like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you click on the bell to get all the notifications, as I do plan on producing more content for you. And thanks for stopping by. All right. Thanks, Doward.
I actually ended up popping into that MH live stream last night talking about SFM, and Howard Dare was in there too. He ended up popping in after his live stream ended. This was probably 1, 2 in the morning Eastern. And Howard didn't even treat me like a human being. I mean, it was kind of funny. Not that I expect him to, but you guys still there? I heard something. Did I get kicked off? Okay.
Looks like Joe Budee went awry.
Yeah, it sounded like
and
I
he's
hung
back.
up, but okay. Yeah, he popped in there and was talking a little smack about MA and talking about the actual definition of a MA, not him, but the actual word, misanthropic altruist or whatever. And
All right.
I happened to mention that you do an excellent impersonation of him, and he didn't even respond. It's like I was a fucking ghost. It was just kind of funny. It's like I was just beneath his fat, stinking feet, you know.
All right.
Swollen feet.
I'm going to break in here. Again, this is Dullard Hair, so I didn't really pay any kind of credence to your comment. Because you can't help me, you can't give me enough money, to make all this possible for my new content. You see, and unless you have at least 2,000 subscribers, I'm just not going to pay attention to you.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe if I threw him
that was fucking cold blooded.
If I threw him a hot pocket or something, he might pay me a little attention, but. Maybe a couple pizza pockets. What are those fucking things called? Those little pizza rolls.
Pizza rolls. Hot pocket.
Maybe about 12 of them little bastards. You might pay attention, but
12. I think you're on the low end of the spectrum there. Maybe 12 bags. I mean, I'm no spring chicken, but listening to Howard, just he sounds a lot bigger than me.
Yeah, for sure. He sounds like he's at least 350, 400 some pounds.
Howard says he bikes and he's in excellent shape for what it's worth.
All right. We'll leave it at that, and we'll move on. We'll start getting into some of the topics. I know I always say that this is going to be like a drama-free fucking zone, and then we all just let's just talk about all the fucking drama here. But I did really want to get into some of the topics discussed on last night's Purple Pill show, because Eli, I'm going to pay you a compliment. Now, don't go inflating your ego to any larger scale, sir. Okay, I'll preface that comment with this. But last night's stream was one of the most cohesive shows that you have ever done. Like there were topics. Nobody was talking over each other and yelling over each other incessantly. You didn't have people's names in your mouth the entire time that you were speaking. And when shows go like that, it is actually a treat to listen to, and some things get discussed and ideas get passed around and mutual agreements are reached. Massive free-for-all. So good job to you and Charles last night for that little bit of sanity in your Purple Pill show for once.
Well done. I agree.
But with that in mind, I'd like to start on the topic of single mothers, because I really wish I would have been in that stream, because I actually do have quite a bit of experience with dating single mothers.
Do you know?
And yes, both my ex-wife and my recent ex were both single mothers.
And how did that work out for you?
Well, the first one worked out in a divorce. So there you go with that. And the second one ended up with me leaving her because of stupid shit that was going on with the children and with the single mother attitude. So I'm going to say, before we get into anything else on the subject, it's retarded to date a single mother. It's just don't fucking do it. If you're going to date and you're going to date somebody who's going to see you like an ATM, at least try to minimize your losses, because just dealing with a woman's spending habits is bad enough. But when you add children on top of it, the amount that you're going to be out grows exponentially. And that's what I'm going to say to segue into the topic.
Okay. Well, TFC, do you have any experience with dating single moms?
No, I do not. But I would avoid them like the plague. I would not get involved with a single mother, let alone another woman. For what that's worth. But yeah, no, I wouldn't suggest it. That's for damn sure.
Oh, and here's one thing I'm going to say about single mothers that is, not in relation to the woman herself, but when you get involved with a woman who has children, especially incredibly young children who are prone to attachment, and that child attaches themselves to you, and then it does not work out. That is devastating to the child, and I would not wish that upon any kid whatsoever. And in my case, yeah, it's really disgusting because that kid is going to be forever fucked up because of your involvement. And even if it wasn't your fault that the relationship ended, you're always going to have that on your conscience that you've had some kind of impact in the negative when it comes to a child. And my ex-wife, when we got together, had a 2-year-old daughter, and we were together for almost 5 years. And I practically helped raise her daughter. And then, all of a sudden, I'm out of her life. And the last 4 years, we've been like, I've barely seen or talked to her. And this kid was like a permanent fixture in my life. Not only is that detrimental to my own, psyche and mental well-being, but what has that done to the child? Like, that's 4 years.
The shit out of them.
How long have you been separated from that woman and her child?
From my ex-wife for almost 5 years now. So she's like 10. She's going to be 11 soon. And that's 5 years of her life that I wasn't in and I'm just completely out of. And, the revolving door keeps going. She has now another stepdad. And I wish either of them no ill will. I get along just fine with my ex-wife and her new husband. Now that I'm, separated from my other ex-fiance. But still, you don't know what kind of detrimental things you're doing to these kids when you're getting with their mothers, because they're gonna, use you for what they need to use you for, and then you're gonna be on your ass, and the kid's caught in the crossfire, and that's not fair. That's not fair at all.
Yeah.
And it's no wonder that these kids are growing up depressed and growing up to kill themselves when they're, too young to understand that's the most permanent solution to your most temporary of problems.
Well, I think that phenomenon is a direct result of people devaluing marriage. So you just move in with somebody, or maybe not even move in with somebody and have children. If mom and dad haven't committed to spending the rest of their life together, what kind of future will the child have?
Well, I would say I think it would be even worse when there's a menagerie of men in and out of these kids' lives. I think that's what Beard is trying to get at, regardless of marriage or not. I mean, these kids, a woman, single mother, starts to date a man, and the man starts coming around the house or the apartment or whatever when the kids are home. And I guess if the kids never meet the guy, if they just, know him as Uncle Dave or whatever, but if Uncle Dave starts, coming over every other day, and Uncle Dave's, kissing mommy, well, then Uncle Dave starts becoming Dad Dave, and, well, maybe Dad's not even in the picture. Maybe he is, but he wants to be, and that's really fucked up, and it's scary. Scary for me as a guy that might be possibly facing separation. I worry what my wife might, subject the kids to,
Yeah, and then when Dad Day leaves and Pump and Dump Pete comes in, and that's another fucking round around the carousel for the woman and the kid. And
Yeah,
the kid's
that's
always
what
the
I
one
mean.
that takes the brunt of the fucking upset and
Yep.
and hurt when the guy leaves.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's fucked up.
And, you know, Joe, I can understand there's kind of, you know, part of that is because of the devaluation of marriage, but you know, sometimes it's even a revolving door of marriage. Even when the people say that they place marriage in high regard, and then they get married, and then the cycle keeps repeating, and you end up with these bitches that have been married 10 or 15 times, and the kids don't know what to fucking think.
Well, I'm just saying that if mom and dad in the first place, you know, had a plan to stick it out, instead of not having a plan at all, the kids would be better off.
Yeah, but who plans anymore? Who does for better or worse anymore? You know, this is generation give it to me now and more. I need more. You can never fucking satiate my desire, and that's both men and women. That's not just a slight on women. It's just the whole culture we're in. Everything is disposable. Nothing is meant to, you know, stick and stay. Nothing is built to last. You know, it's built to, you know, ride it hard, put it away wet for 5 years, and then just get a fucking new one.
I'm not arguing
Well,
with you.
Well, I mean, does anybody get married with the premise just saying, well, we're just going through these motions. I can't, you know what I mean? I don't know too many people that actually get married thinking, well, I'm doing this for no damn reason because we're just going to end up separated. I think every marriage started, you know, with the goal that you're going to have a family, stick together forever, and grow old together, whether you love each other or not. You're just going to make it work. And then sometimes minds change, right? Whether it's the woman or the man. I don't think it's that people don't value marriage. I just don't think people have their priorities in line anymore. Like Beard said, it's gimme, gimme, gimme. You know, spoiled brat in a way.
You know, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. We can all intend to stay together forever, but it never fucking happens.
Right.
Well,
especially when kids are involved, that should, I mean, you would think that would straighten you out, but I don't know.
But somewhere in the past, marriage has evolved into something that's very self-centered and very selfish. Marriage is supposed to make you happy to so many people. And then the logic is, if I'm not happy, well, it's time to bail, because if marriage is supposed to make me happy and I'm not, then something's wrong. Then that's logical. And that's logical if you're going into the marriage thinking it's going to make me happy.
Everybody expects to be happy all the time. Nobody expects to have those periods where you're just fucking not happy. And I think that's a fault of both parties involved, especially with marriage. You think you're supposed to be, you know, in this fairy tale situation, and 9 times out of 10, it's not. It's just two people trying to survive through shit because the world is shit. And it's a lot shittier now than it was, you know, when divorce and shit was, you know, frowned upon. You know, everybody expects that their wildest fantasies and desires are going to be fulfilled when they put a ring on the finger, and that's both sexes. So I'm not trying to just can this all on women, but everybody has such unrealistic expectations of the people that they put in their lives, and they don't think that maybe those people have their own expectations that aren't being met. So, you know, there's a big disconnect there.
Well, isn't that the part of the vows where, you know, for better and for worse? I mean, just because, you know, one person becomes unhappy, that's the for worse as well. I mean, you're supposed to be one, right, in the eyes of the old good Lord up above, right? I mean, you know, man and woman combine, and they're one unit. I think minds still stray, and people don't take those vows very seriously.
Well, I think going through life with two people is easier than going through life alone. And I think historically that was kind of the premise of marriage. You know, life's hard. Going through life with somebody who has your back is inherently better than going through life alone. And marriage isn't necessarily first and foremost about being happy. It's about, you know, having a team, you know, you and your spouse, and then of course the children come along, and you know, that's the primary purpose of marriage. You know, it's to build up the family unit, to have each other's back, and happiness sure would be nice, but that's not the primary reason you would get married. You know, that's my thinking of historical marriage. And then of course the historical marriage would also have the religious connotation that it's a sacrament and that it's an institution ordained by God. And you know, that's how you have you know, fulfill your desires for sex within marriage. And if I could just, you know, go on a side trail, or you know, a side rant, you know, I look at some of the immigrants like Arabs, and I don't think they have the same expectations on a marriage that Western men do. They're not looking, you know, they're not being some dude like Tom Cruise in that movie going, "You complete me." No, I think they compartmentalize their life. This is my family. This is not my family. You know, I hang out with the guys here, then I go home to my family. You know, they're not looking for a woman to fulfill everything. And I think men are looking for that.
Yeah, I think that's just indicative of Western culture, is that we're all looking for someone to be all encompassing. You know, we don't try to compartmentalize the aspects of our lives. It's not like it was, you know, 30 years ago or 50 years ago or fuck, even 20 or 10 years ago.
My grandfather used to go to the VFW hall and hang out with the guys.
Yeah, and you didn't have a bitching woman at home when you got home saying, "Where have you been? Why haven't you been talking to me? I missed you. I wanted to tell you about my day, but you weren't here." No, that everybody had their role, and that was it. But you know, you can't have that anymore. It's a pipe dream.
Why?
It's
well,
just
technology
society
for one.
Yeah,
Technology.
and
Dolores.
we live on our fucking phones.
Yeah, Dolores back in the day, whenever your grandpap was down at the VFW hall, couldn't text Pump and Dump Pete to come over and give her a little loving.
No, and she was probably, you know, with the other wives whose husbands were also at the VFW with her husband, and they were fucking gossiping and, you know, playing bridge and drinking mimosas and whatever the fuck women do in large groups. Carly could probably bring that into light since she's in the chat.
I don't think Carly's qualified. She's the other woman, right?
That's true. Carly is a woman nor a doctor. I think
I wouldn't be surprised if Carly's like SFM.
a suture nurse or a surgery tech.
You know, is Carly SFM or MA? You know, come on, Carly. I already told you I think you're a man. Tell us who you are.
You know, I've invited her to come on the streams. She just doesn't want to come on. You know, she said she had this great microphone when Eli was getting all, you know, giggly over Big John sitting between him and Dana. But she won't come on the show. Come on, bitch.
Well, not to change the subject, guys, but you guys were starting to talk about our grandmothers and stuff like that stems from the Great Depression. I mean, these women came from, you know, real life struggle. They knew what it was like to go without a meal in their stomach. And whenever your grandpap worked and made a living, she was happy with that because it was security, shelter, and food and clothing. And nowadays, that's just not enough. I mean, you said it yourself, Joe. Women want to be pampered. They want to be loved. Back in the day, I don't think that really came with that disclaimer. You didn't have to necessarily swoop 24/7. You know, perfect examples, like you said, your grandpa was down at the VFW hall. I mean, that stuff doesn't fly anymore. These women are worse and worse and worse.
Well, I don't understand. Well, first, I mean, the male spaces that they don't really exist like they used to. But if you want to do that, what's stopping you?
The bitching, the nagging, the relentless attacks whenever you walk through the door.
So just
And you know that's going
just
to happen.
Tell her to pound sand.
Then she wants a divorce, and then you lose half your shit. Back in the day, that didn't really happen. They didn't really have that outlet to just leave you if she was unhappy because you were down at the VFW hall or down at the bar or the sports bar or wherever, the bowling club, wherever. And now they can just take their payday in the form of child support. Whenever probably back in the day, they were just happy with what they had. I mean, it's a bare basic, looking at it to me.
It's like they had a house full of Electrolux appliances. They had the Betty Crocker cookbook, and they had, their kids, and they had, that Kirby vacuum cleaner or whatever other 50s related niche shit there was. They knit, they had bridge, and they fucking gossip.
I mean, knitting was a...
Go ahead.
Knitting was a fucking pastime. I mean, now, can you see a woman knitting for more than about 2 seconds nowadays? No way.
No.
It's not going to happen.
Not unless they're opening an Etsy shop.
Right. So, that's what I mean. Like, these, women, people in general have transformed. Women especially. I think they're worse and worse and worse, generationally. No doubt about it.
And I think the emergence of all of this convenient technology that we've come so accustomed to is just egging on people's laziness, and it's egging on their egos, and it's making people bored when they shouldn't be bored. If there's not a screen in front of you and you're forced to, sit with your own thoughts or decide, something else you can do, you immediately turn to, well, I'm bored. And then you start flipping through your fucking phone because it's always on your fucking hip or in your pocket or in your hand. We're constantly plugged in. There is no time during the day where you're not around, something electronic that can connect you to another human being.
Brag book certainly doesn't help. That's all Facebook is a highlight reel. It's a bragging.
It's a humble brag.
Well, I mean, people, Dolores, okay, to go back to Joe Budee's example, Dolores, Grandpap's wife, whenever she got bored, she didn't go on Facebook and see, Josephine down the street and her husband went to the beach and look how great their vacation was. And boy, I wonder why Joe Budee's grandpap isn't taking me to the beach on vacation. He's down at the VFW being a loser. I mean, that shit, that shit didn't happen back then. I don't know your grandmother's name, but I'm calling her Dolores.
That's a sufficient enough old lady name.
Yeah, or Gertrude or whatever.
Gertrude works.
I mean, Gertrude, didn't have that opportunity. She was busy, trying to bake the perfect pie and keep her man fed because, keeping her man happy meant he kept going to work. And relationship nowadays, it's, you don't want to work? Well, fuck you. I'm going to get a divorce, and then you're going to go to jail if you don't work. How's that? Huh? Sucks.
That's just a testament to how, we're going straight down the fucking toilet. Like, I don't wish that we would go back to, the 1950s or anything. Heaven forbid. I'm not a traditionalist, but, it would be nice if we would maybe put the fucking phones down and have real conversations every once in a while, just to, up the human interaction, the actual human interaction, instead of trying to see who's doing better than you on Facebook.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I get the fuck out of here with that Phil Collins bullshit. Phil Collins is trash. Eli said he saw Phil Collins in concert in 1992. Phil Collins is fucking gay as hell. Genesis was only good with Peter Gabriel, you son of a bitch. Anyway, sorry. Gonna date myself a little bit.
Coach Eli, What's your opinion of Celine Dion?
I bet Charles has a strong opinion on Canada's golden set of pipes, but he's not here. You know, he's probably doing things like a real fucking man. Isn't that right, baby? Isn't that right, Dana?
Yeah, so that's kind of why I was asking you earlier. What's the rules on the copyrighted music? Because when Charles comes in, we should play Celine Dion.
Yeah, that's if he comes on.
In honor of his Canadian heritage.
Maybe back that up with some Anne Murray. She's a national treasure up there too, I think.
There's Justin Bieber, but I don't know if we want to go that far.
No, I wonder if any time that Celine Dion or Anne Murray gets played in Canada, like everybody has to stop in the square and hold up their Tim Hortons cups.
Oh my!
I don't know.
Eli's in the chat, and he really wants us to talk about Jamie. And Eli, we're not going to talk about Jamie unless he is here to defend himself.
I kind of like Jamie. I think he's a little bit squishy in some areas, but I like the guy.
I still like and respect the guy. I'm friends with him on Facebook, I guess, if that means anything. That's like super close, guys. Isn't that right? Isn't that right, Dana?
That's right.
Best thing I ever did was delete Facebook permanently.
Yeah, I don't know. I see the benefit in it when you're not on it 24/7. But that's why one of my goals for the year is to limit my perusal of that great giant fucking time waster of a social media platform. I don't want to give Zuckerberg any more shekels.
Right. I don't know. I feel like the things I was saying earlier kind of fell on not deaf ears, but did it make any sense at all, or am I way off fucking base?
Depends on what you're talking about, because most of what you were saying made sense to me.
I guess I'm more of a traditionalist. I think that we've really lost touch with what's important, and people want to have their feelings, took care of as a priority. I think it's ridiculous.
Well, it's just like that one meme. What is it? In 1944, 18-year-olds stormed the beaches of Normandy to fight for freedom. In 2017, 18-year-olds make a Facebook post and cry because somebody hurt their feelings.
Yeah, they want a safe space.
Yes.
The balls have just, ascended permanently in the youth of today.
Yeah, I would agree.
Definitely true.
Well, that's what really irks me about Jamie. I won't talk about him. I'm sorry.
All right. Artist formerly known as TFC Fan 2021. No, Eli, I'm not here to take any shekels. I'm not shilling. Even if you threw me enough shekels to buy a new car, we're not going to talk about Jamie when he's not here to fucking defend himself. I'm not a Chris Can't Do. I don't need your shekels to survive. I've got 2 jobs. So suck on that.
Ooh.
Well, speaking of which, that sounds like a perfect segue into the millennial issue, right?
Yeah, it does. I take a lot of.
I thought we were supposed to talk about single moms.
We are, and millennials. Those are the 2 topics.
Well, are we done? Are we done with the single moms?
Well, I've only got an hour left, really, before the stream has to end. So I think we've exhausted single mothers for now. The consensus is really it's just a bad idea. It's bad for your money. It's bad for your emotional well-being, and it's bad for any of the kids involved because she's gonna try to get you to nuzzle up to her kids so that you'll stick around, even if you hate her fucking guts. You're not gonna want to leave because you love her kids, and that's backhanded and that's dirty. Eli is free to screw up whatever he wants. Dana might be a safer bet in the single mother arena because, she's already hit the wall. She seems like she's a level-headed lady, from what she's been on Eli's streams, So, maybe he's not getting into trouble. I wouldn't have gotten in that situation, but, whatever Eli wants to do is his prerogative, and I hope that it works out for him, but I don't see it ending well.
I would not personally date Dana, but I mean, for out of all the single mothers, I suppose she's one of the better ones. I mean, you talk about the kids, her daughters are a lot older, so they're not going to have that confusion of not going to have that her child would, like a toddler or something like that, attached and confused. But I mean, there's still going to be that monetary thing, right? Eli's going to be expected to probably help pay for
I'll let you know.
college
I'll let you know, Cicely. I don't mean to break in on you, but I'll let you know. Dana and I make about the same money. God damn it.
Well,
we both make about the same money.
Area.
But I want to bring this up. Carly Ellison says single moms can be awesome if you are strong and mature. Well, here's the only way that, in my opinion, single moms can be awesome. Is A, they don't expect you to be in their kids' lives. So it can't be a permanent situation. It could be like, casual dating kind of thing, or, fuck buddy situation or whatever. And, they don't push their kids on you, and they don't try to take your money. See, if, and this is a big if, I was ever to even think about dating again, whoever would be in my life would not get to meet my child ever, because I'm not putting my son through that shit. And I think if more single mothers would think along those lines, is to not be looking for a replacement daddy and just, enjoy the person you're dating for that until you get married. Heaven forbid, don't get married. I'm not suggesting anyone get married, but they need to keep their kids from you, and you need to keep your kids from them, because there's no need for you to involve your children in learning a new person and getting attached to a new person if you're not going to make it permanent. That's going to be the end of my 2 cents. In TFC, you can keep going on your points.
Well, I was just going to say, not tell the whole truth earlier. I did mess around with a single mother way before I met my wife, but we didn't date. We were just kind of like fuck buddies, like you said. And we strictly kept it, just that. I never met her kids. She didn't want me to meet her kids. She actually really liked that I didn't treat her as a mother or see her as a mother. I just saw her as a wet hole. So she liked it. But
and see, there's nothing wrong with that. But you have to separate the kids out of it, because you're going to end up fucking them over when that relationship ends. And do you really want to live with that on your conscience? Because I've seen that drive some men to suicide. I mean, it's that bad, because men get attached, especially to kids. The need to be a provider and a father figure is strong with men that go for these types of relationships. And when you end that bond, that destroys a man from the inside out. And the damage is irreparable for both the child and the man, and sometimes even the woman involved. So it's a slippery slope for all parties when you're talking about relationships with single parents, with single mothers especially.
Yeah.
Carly's trying to say, but there are men out there who have great relationships with single moms.
Yeah, there are. And, good for them. But, if the guy's sterile and can't have his own kids, that's a great way for him to have a family, as TFC said in the show.
That's about the only benefit I could see.
Right. Yeah, that's about
it. There's nothing wrong with that. Kudos for those guys who choose to make that decision, and the women that go along with it. I'm sure there are just as many good stories in that scenario as there are terrible stories of divorce, rape, and child abandonment and parental alienation and all of that. But there aren't very many good reasons for a man to willingly enter a relationship with a single mother, especially one who is okay with having a revolving door of men coming into their children's lives. That is not a strong woman. That's a piece of shit. And if it was a man in the same situation, I would also call him a piece of shit. So let's just get that out of the way right now. It is irresponsible for you to play around with your children's emotions like that.
I absolutely agree with you. Even if I ever decided to date another woman, if I got a divorce, they would not be around my children. Absolutely not. I would never want them to call them mom. You know, no way. You know, that shit is really detrimental, I think. I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, you can abuse me all you want. You know, I won't put up with it. But when you start abusing your children, that's where I draw the fucking line. You know, the kids they don't have the emotional stability to deal with big changes like that. No matter how much you think that they're going to bounce back, they fucking don't. There's a lot of kids in therapy because of issues like that. There are a lot of kids in graves like that. And I'm sure if they were horses' graves, Eli would have beaten them.
Probably, yeah. Well, Beer, do you think if you wouldn't have found out what you found out about your single mom second relationship, do you think you'd still be with her?
There's a slight chance, but probably not. I mean, I was, in addition to finding that out, I mean, I wasn't happy. My kid wasn't happy.
But that was the last straw, right?
I don't think she was happy. Oh, that was definitely the last. That's what solidified my decision to leave. Like, yeah. I was pretty much decided on leaving, but I was trying to see if it could work out before, shit hit the fan, and shit hit the fan, and I left. And it's the best decision I've ever made in my life.
So the living girlfriend was there for 2 years, is that right?
4.
Oh, 4. So how did your kid take it? Because suddenly all these people that were part of the family are gone.
Well, he still talks about them very rarely because he had a lot of bad memories with those kids. So he just like remembers certain things about it, but he's got a stellar memory. My kid does. He remembers shit from when he was like 2 years old. But I think the ones that he took the hardest were her parents. They were really nice to him. But other than that, he's adjusted very well. He is he's happy. He doesn't hate coming to daddy's house anymore. Like, he used to get really really emotional when he had to come over to my house when all this stuff was going down. And it broke my heart that he never wanted to be with me. But now he can't wait to come to my house. He's like he's done like a complete 180 as a child. And that is proof to me that I made the right decision.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, guys, I'll let you talk for a minute. My Molson is gone. And it was so damn good, I think I'm going to have a second one. So I'm going to mute and go upstairs real quick and grab that.
Grab 2 more.
Oh, all right. That sounds like a plan. I've got about a little less than an hour until I need to shut the stream down, but I think I could get through 2 more Molsons at that time. So when I get back, we'll segue into the millennials topic, and you all can finish up the discussions on single mothers now knowing my 2 cents on the matter. I'll be right back.
All right, buddy.
Well, I just don't see why a man should willingly get into it. However, I did recently, become acquainted with a woman who is very attractive looking, and she's got all these kids, 3 or 4, and she's a widow, which I'm going to make a distinction. We have a word for women whose husbands die. They're called a widow. So, I will make an exception in my case of don't date single moms. Well, and I'm not even going to say a widow is a single mom, because she's not. She's a widow. But I think that is a totally different situation. This woman didn't.
Yeah, I agree with you.
She didn't run some guy off. She didn't bring him to the ringer. She doesn't have the stupid blended family thing going on. So all of the baggage that, some woman who has a failed marriage or, relationship even, none of that exists. None of that exists. And from a financial point of view, it's really no skin off your back, because she's going to be getting SSI, or some sort of Social Security survivor benefits for those kids, no doubt. So it's not even going to suck your resources.
Yeah, I would agree with you there 100%. That's totally different.
Yeah, and Carly, yeah,
Other my opinion.
well, you broke up on there for a moment,
Go
and
ahead.
I didn't hear what you said because you broke up on me.
I just said that I agree with you. That's widows are totally separate from single mothers. I agree.
Yeah, and Carly's mocking me. She's saying a widow is okay, but if her ex beat her and she divorced him, that's a different. Yes, that's different, Carly. Uh, why did this woman choose to start a life with some asshole? Oh, that's
Right.
probably because she likes assholes. And so if you're the nice guy, beta cuck, maybe she'll take you because her head thinks that makes more sense, but she really likes assholes. So maybe she'll leave your sorry ass because you're not an asshole, and you don't make her panties wet. I don't know. That's Joe Budee's opinion.
No, I agree with you. That's that's true. I mean, a woman that's divorced obviously has some issues there. A widow that just tragically lost her husband. At least they were giving it a good effort.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless she killed him, of course. If she killed him, then no. That's a bad widow, right?
Well, that makes her a black widow, right? Like the spider.
Yeah. Yeah. So if she killed her widow, then no, I'd say stay away. But, if it's a happy family and goes to work and gets killed or, whatever, that's a different story.
Yeah. Now, I'm not saying it would be easy to take on a widow with children. Not every man would, be up for it. But, I don't think that this woman has red flags. It's just going to be a little bit more challenging, But if you love her kids, then great, then it makes life easy.
Yeah, but, it's on the contrary, single mom, dad's not around because the dad was a creep and fucking her for the past 2 years, and single mom just wants somebody to raise little Joey and be a good role model for little Joey. Well, creepy dad comes around in the middle of the night and breaks in the house and kills you. Different than a widow.
Yeah, I don't know if it's my connection, but I'm not hearing some of TFC's audio.
It's probably me.
What are you simps lying about?
I was making a distinction between widows and single moms. I'm not going to dump widows in the they're too risky category.
Yeah, I think I'll side with Charles on that. You can't fault the widow for something that wasn't her fault. Well, hopefully wasn't her fault. Am I right?
Yeah. And Carly wants to say, but what about these women who are abused and beat up? And I'm just going to say, hey, those women need to take ownership for their bad choice. It's not like, oh, you're totally innocent. You put up with this to some certain extent.
Exactly. It's not their fault for becoming abused in the first place. It's their fault for staying in an abusive relationship.
Their fault for picking him in the first place.
But you can't always tell. At the onset of a relationship, if the guy or girl is going to be, abusive, whether that be, mentally abusive or physically abusive or emotionally abusive, sometimes you can't tell until you're actually stuck with them. But once you find that out, you need to cut shit and run. You need to run as fast as your fat little legs will fucking take you.
Yeah, Carly needs to remember that, that sort of abuse and that sort of stuff that woman goes through is going to affect her relationships on down the line. So if you're the next guy in line, you're going to deal with all that baggage and all that trauma that she had to fucking deal with. You're going to be the brunt of that.
Yeah, and why, with all of the single women available, why purposely sign up for a single mom?
I say no, don't do it.
Nope,
never.
There are other options out there, but if you can't do it any other way and you got a simp, they're there. It may not be the most popular ride, but hey, there's no line.
Okay. And I know you want to move on. I just want to offer Eli a little bit of advice because I know we've been dishing on single moms, and Dana's his unicorn. So Eli.
You keep using this word unicorn, but I don't think it means what you think it means.
Eli said unicorn. It's not Joe Buddy's word.
I know, Joe
That's
Buddy.
right.
I'm not talking about you. Isn't that right? TFC
That's right.
fan?
That's right.
Okay, so here's my advice to Eli. You just tell Dana that all these other men, have prejudices against single moms, but Eli's a real man because he'll wife her up.
All those other guys are big fucking pussies. Isn't that right, baby?
Right.
I'm emotionally strong. I could take on a single mother and not have to worry about it.
Right.
God damn it, you guys. God damn it.
Tommy Sotomayor says, Eli, he can handle a single mother. But, Tommy says, why do you want to handle a woman? You handle snakes. But
what does the almighty Coach Corey Wayne say? That's Eli's senpai.
I have no idea because I don't listen to Corey Wayne.
Yeah, me either, because he's bullshit. Isn't that right? Isn't that right, Dana? That's right.
Yeah, well, maybe Eli, he wants to come on. Maybe when he comes on, he can tell us what Corey Wayne says about single mothers.
No, because then he will keep Corey Wayne's dick firmly in the other cheek that's not permanently resided by Kristen.
If you pay Corey Wayne $1,000, he might do a video on what he thinks about single mothers.
I might as well burn $1,000. That's about as much value as I would get from that.
Or you could send that to Dollard Hair and see if he can enter a hot dog eating contest.
Guaranteed.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, I used to be a moderator on Howard's channel, and I have no idea what I did.
He took it away. He didn't suck his dick enough or give him enough shackles.
Maybe
Does Howard ever eat on air? Does he ever eat food while he's on his streams?
If he does, he mutes his microphone. I've never heard him eat.
I mean, he goes 8 hours. I mean, how would he go without keeping his blood sugar up?
Oh yeah, he takes breaks every once in a while. He'll say, "Guys, I gotta step away for do something."
I gotta heat up a hot pocket real quick, men. I'll be right back.
He says he always has to heat up his coffee. So I don't know what his deal is.
Probably a hot pocket there too.
Yeah, he's always heating up his coffee. He says.
I like it hot and black, like I like my women.
I'll take mine with 2% Splenda.
Sweet and white, Right, man? Isn't that right?
That's right.
I don't do it as good as you. I'm sorry.
It takes practice there, Cicely. It takes lots of practice. You just tap into your middle-aged, hairless guy. Maybe he's got a comb over. We don't know. He hasn't shown his face.
All right,
but he does thank you for stopping by and has new content for you.
I'm just thinking, we're having an after party for the Purple Pill show. Do we want to tune in to Jamie's show that he's going to be doing on Fridays? I don't know.
Yes.
I'm going to, as long as he starts late. He's wanting to start at 7, I think, and I'll be at work until 9. So I really hope he starts late or goes late, because I am interested in seeing what he does.
I want to see how long it takes for me to get banned.
I don't think it'll take very long. You, one or two of those low T comments you like to say, and it's going to be immediately ban hammer. I can feel it.
I'll just have to play nice.
Well, I think playing nice would serve you because it is his channel. So, be a polite guest.
Okay. I'll take that into consideration.
Well, I mean, he does have a firm grip on his channel. He will not tolerate the trolling.
Yeah, and that's why he didn't see eye to eye with Eli. And Eli's like, "No, man, Jamie's wrong because I love it when guys tell me to suck a dick. That's just how men talk to each other. No, no, Eli. That's just not how men talk to each other. You should ban people who tell you to suck a dick.
Seems Max Jackson asked me what's bullshit about Corey Wayne. Any facts or examples? No, I'm just speaking out of my ass. And I will tell you that I'm speaking out of my ass. I don't watch his channel. So no, that's just my feeling. Is that it is bullshit. Is that good enough? Is that good enough for transparency?
I'm laughing at trim hits.
Oh.
Oh, he's an excellent troll. I enjoy it. But Carly also says I could do live streams after or all sorts of after parties for different live streams. Yes, I could. I tend to do them after Eli's because I'm riding off his coattails.
And there's so much material.
530 subs. But yeah. There's always good material, especially after not this week's, but last week's Purple Pill show. There was so much good material to go on. And Guru MGTOW, he's asking where he could find some great new content. Well, if you would click on the Bearded Amophilus channel, you'll find that I do have new content for you. Some new videos just came up. They haven't gotten much traction. But, I believe if people would like, comment, subscribe, and, click the bell for notifications, that they'd get my new content as soon as it's released. Does that answer your question, Guru? I know there's a delay, and I'll wait for your answer in the chat. Oh wow, 9 viewers. That's like a record for this channel.
It's almost as much as Eli gets.
Almost.
I know.
At least you don't have any dislikes.
Well. I haven't pissed off enough people. Maybe if I start a Church of MGTOW, I'll get a whole bunch of hate.
Well, dislikes are still hits on the channel, so they're still good.
Oh no, 1 dislike, 1.
Oh,
10 watching though. 10 watching and 1 dislike. 6 likes
I forgot
though.
the like, so I just liked it.
6 likes. Thanks, Joe Budee.
So, Carly.
And, Max says that he says I'm wrong, but thanks for the answer. I aim to please.
All right. So I need to find out if Nemo is more of a man than Jamie, and I'm going to use Carly Ellison to find out.
Oh, all right. Let's get this party started.
So Carly said at first she would date Jamie, and then she retracted it like the next thing. Goes, well, yeah, but he's kind of, something milquetoast. I think the 2% Splenda thing did it. So, Carly, would you date Nemo? And, we'll just have to wait, 10 seconds, guys.
10 seconds, guys. 10 seconds.
Or 30 if slow-mo's on.
Oh, I'm not Eli. I don't put slow-mo on. Thanks, Eli. Eli says I'm 10 times the man Jamie will ever be. That's so sweet.
Coach Eli, do you think Nemo is a good-looking man?
He's ripped. Nemo, do you do roids? Do you do steroids, Nemo? Because I want to know.
No, but
you are ripped.
No, but you can buy Viagra from my website. I'm also releasing my very own Purple Pill crypto coin. It's called the Eli Shackle. It's not on the blockchain. We're going to do an initial bullshit cuck offering, and you can get it on the ground floor for only $39.95 for the first 3 coins. And if you refer me to Chris Can't Do, then I'll take away 5. It's all very complicated.
Oh, Carly gave you a definite maybe. You would have to give up vaping because it's not healthy, and then she would date you.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, it's probably not going to happen. But I still smoke. So,
what's so bad about vaping?
I don't know. It probably, I don't know. It makes a lot of people gay. I think the science is behind that. Carly can quote it since she's the doctor, but
Yeah, she's a fucking doctor, all right.
but
YouTube doctor.
at least there's this. I don't do 2% and Splenda in my coffee.
You know what would be awesome is if like TFC and Carly got trapped on an elevator. They'd have to like sit there and learn to like each other or something.
I guarantee you, Carly could learn to like me. It only take one time.
Would it get to the point where they're like sharing the same wad of bubble gum and just like kind of like spit it back and forth between each other's mouths while they're braiding their hair and painting their nails?
Yeah, it's like on Saving Private Ryan where he says, "You got any more of that?" And he gives him like the last little bad reference. Oh well, nobody caught it.
Joe Budee, Eli's asking if you choke your rooster, your morning rooster. Do you choke it?
The hell?
that was the drunken rooster.
I have a wife. I'm purple pill. Remember?
Oh, she never has headaches.
Well, you know, you just wait till the next night.
No.
Aww.
See, that's when you be a real man. You take it, but you cuddle afterward. Isn't that right, baby?
Yeah, but what are you gonna do about that time of the month thing? You got to have some self-control.
Hey, her mouth isn't bleeding, is it?
That's right.
Oh, jeez.
My
get your blood
gynecologist
wings,
said
that's
that
all.
we couldn't have sex for 3 weeks. Well, what did your dentist say?
Just get your blood wings. Don't let it bother you. It's just a natural thing, right? That's what the women say.
So Eli, how much? Obviously, from what Eli is typing, he likes self-love. How much do you like to love your little rooster, Eli? How often?
In the morning.
In the morning, in the evening. Don't we have fun?
You know, I have to bring back up the fact that Eli said he went and saw Phil Collins, and that's gay as shit. So is his favorite Phil Collins song in the air tonight, and does he change the lyrics to "I can feel him coming in my hair tonight"?
Oh my!
Well, what little of it there is under that Kangol hat.
Oh god.
I would have thought for sure he would have went to see Celine Dion.
Well, speaking of, where is Charles? Charles F. Gray has not even made a peep in here, and he's plugged my channel like 3 times.
Oh my gosh, Eli, early, often, and quite vigorously. Wow.
All right, that's a little. I wonder if he talks to himself when he's doing that, like he talks to Dana for reassurance.
Oh, I'm
You
sorry.
like that, right, baby? Isn't that right?
What am I evading?
Isn't that the way we like it, baby?
Max
That's
says
right.
I'm evading the question. I don't know what I'm evading. I don't spank it. So, if that was what you're saying. You know.
It sounds like some lying bullshit to me.
Well,
But you know,
yeah, you'll never know, will you?
no, that's fine. I think you can leave that in your private life.
Take a look at me now. There's just, oh my gosh.
I wonder how often Carly gives the old
Double clicks
vertical
that
taco,
mouse.
the old yeah. I wonder how often Carly gives it the old 2-finger shuffle.
I'd imagine Carly's one of those women that has a drawer full of thingamabobs.
Well, she's got enough empty wine
Guaranteed.
bottles. She could just use that. Gone girl herself a little bit.
Carly, do you have any of them that are black? My guess is yes.
Yeah, I guarantee it.
Oh,
Yeah, you know, we should find out who else Coach Eli likes in concert.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a bunch of soft rock pussy bullshit. And
Well, he likes
that's
Eminem.
not my thing. Well, I mean, he is a white string bean. So of course he probably likes Eminem.
For
Oh,
sure.
God. You two are awful. You're pissing me off with your fucking Phil Collins talk in the chat, Carly and Eli. Just stop it. It's either Peter Gabriel or nothing. Come on now.
I think Coach Eli and Carly should do a live stream together.
I think they should. Oh, whoosh whoosh coming in the chat. Yeah, I'll ignore you, whoosh. This is the only time I'm going to acknowledge your presence. We're just going to go back to bullshitting and laughing and not getting on topic.
Well, we did talk about single mothers, and they're bad.
Bad. It's bad.
You know, and I gave Eli unsolicited advice that he should tell Dana that he's a real man and can handle a single mom.
Single mother's bad. Okay, you shouldn't date single mothers. Okay.
There's no doubt in my mind, Carly takes her fat, overweight lesbian girlfriends on her horseback rides and just muff dives in the woods at random stops when they're out in the damn horse rides. I mean, getting that horse trotting gets that lady part, rocking and rolling down there, and
how do you know these things?
Take a little. Well, I guarantee it. I know that type, that dykey, overweight, lesbian woman horsebacker.
I'm just asking how you know these things.
Is that like your succubus's lesbian lover? Is she one of those types? Is that why you know so much? Why you have such great insight on the topic?
Well, that's a whole nother fucking story there.
Oh, don't be shy now.
Well, she's the girlfriend is more the lesbian. My wife seems to just be dabbling into the bisexual curiosity stuff. I'm not so sure if they've actually done it. I just think that
have you ever asked?
Yes, my wife says no. The girlfriend, though, seems to have a crush on her. Let me put it to you that way.
Well, she's fat and she's a lesbian. She probably has a crush on a lot of girls.
Not to change the subject, Max was asking me a question. I just wanted to clarify that way. I don't keep the chat up, but once in a while. Yes, I had my first child whenever I was 20, and I got married at 22, 23. Yes, I did. Yes. So, good or bad or otherwise, I wouldn't. Good or bad or otherwise, I wouldn't trade them for anything.
Sometimes even with the worst fucking relationships, when you have children, that's like the highlight. So you can kind of deal with some of the bad shit just looking at your kids. At least until you realize how bad the fucking actual relationship is with your succubus.
Yeah, it was kind of whenever I turned 23, it was kind of a tough year. We were buying our first house and getting married. We had a loss, so we lost our first child. Well, the first pregnancy, I should say. And then straight after that, it was a busy year. I got a new job. That was a tough time there. Busy. What the hell is He-Man saying?
I have no fucking idea. He's being blue ball Brandon.
TFC, answer
you
me.
Guys are
not
just,
even the wench.
You don't even answer my questions. All I want to do is know how to get some vagina, guys. My balls are so blue. They've been blue for a long time, like 18 years. Just show me how to get pussy. Eli, can you teach blue ball Brandon how to be good with the ladies? I want my own unicorn like you have in Dana.
Well, thanks, Carly. I appreciate your kind words.
Yeah. I'm sorry that you had to deal with that whole chestnut too. That's never a good time for either parent. losing a child that you didn't even get to meet?
Well, it was kind of, to be quite honest, it was kind of bittersweet because my first son was born directly after that. I mean, literally, my wife had the DNC because of the loss. We got married, moved into our house, and I'm pretty sure he was conceived literally a couple weeks after that. And if it wasn't for that, he would never have existed. And he's just like a wonderful little guy, and he might not have ever been here. It's just like crazy to think that he might not even have ever existed, you know?
Yeah, it's all about finding the silver lining. And, you know, even the worst tragedies have at least some sort of cloud behind it, bringing the sunshine.
For the womanly types in the room, they call that as though baby when you have your next baby after a miscarriage. It's called a rainbow baby, like the rainbow pill.
Oh, Eli knows all about that rainbow pill. His ass cheeks stay permanently fixed apart, ready for can't do.
But just a little tidbit of information for y'all there, the rainbow baby.
When shit gets serious, the air gets dead.
But through all that, like, my succubus never really turned crazy till after our third. I mean, that's when the shit hit the fan with her. She was normal all the way throughout all that.
Is that maybe when she secretly picked back up drinking? You know, could that have been the the crux of her issues now? Is it maybe she was doing some behind your back and you didn't know about it?
Well, not that I know of. I mean, I actually kind of know when she first started drinking, because she kind of just made the decision, as much as I didn't want her to. She just kind of said, "Hey, I want to start having a couple beers here and there to relax." And before you know it, a couple beers became a half gallon of whiskey. Didn't take long.
Well, you know, that's how alcoholics operate. It's the same with drug addicts. They're like, oh, I did heroin, but if I take, if I just take, a painkiller, that'd be all right. Just because I hurt so bad. And then before you know it, you're fucking freebasing fucking meth in a goddamn flop house. And it's not even, a month after that first painkiller, just to take the edge off, man. I just gotta feel a little bit better. It's all about changing how you feel using something external.
Yeah, she really was very proud of her sobriety, to be quite honest. She had a 9-year coin from AA, and she was very proud of it. And for whatever reason, now she blames it all on me, of course. But for whatever reason, she decided to break her sobriety, and she claimed that it was, just to relax. And like you said, sure as shit, it took full control of her. It didn't take long at all.
That's how it works. I've struggled with addiction. I was addicted to painkillers for a long time, and I'm coming up on 5 years clean in.
Congratulations.
Thank you. In February the 2nd, or no, February 1st, actually. So less than a month away is going to be 5 years clean off of my drug of choice. Now, I've seen people when I was, regularly in the in the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous. I'll go ahead and say it, and that's the only time I'll refer to that program. But I've seen people with 10 years, 20 years, and it just takes one moment of weakness to undo all of that hard work. And it's a lot of fucking hard work to go through those steps, and actually do it the right way. And it only takes one fucking night of, well, I think I've got it handled, to being a full blown, fucking head case again. And the shit's real. So I have, it sucks that your wife had, fell off the wagon, but I mean, she fell off and hit the fucking wall full speed at the same time, going 100 miles an hour. And, that's not fucking healthy. So what day is she on now for sobriety? Is she still on day 3? Day 4? Well,
something like
good
that,
for her.
Yeah. Well, now, so of course, she says, AA is a waste of time and she doesn't agree with it. But I mean,
Well,
back in the day, she actually really took her sobriety very seriously. I mean, she was actually really against having like pain pills or pain medicine whenever she had the babies, and she was like really scared about having that and maybe wanting more and stuff. I mean, now it's just like, well, fuck AA, and AA never did anything for me. But so she's really scorned.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. I will actually speak on her side of this scenario. I spent my first, at least my first 2 years being clean, going to so many fucking meetings of the support group, and it really is cult like. The whole AA and NA and those types of 12-step programs are very cult like. I mean, it ended up being more like you'd go to a meeting and you'd like talk about your feelings and how you're dealing with life being clean, but then 5 other people would share, and it was all about how well you could quote their literature, how well you knew the book. If you could quote the blue book from NA and you could fucking quote the big book from AA, you were the shit. And that was all the popular people in that group. And it wasn't about helping the people that needed help anymore. It was about bolstering egos and seeing who could get the biggest following behind them. I can kind of see with your wife's standpoint. Like, now it seemed like once I stopped going to meetings, everybody automatically assumed that I was doing drugs again.
Yeah.
And just because, life gets in the way, and you can't, when you have kids and you have other commitments and you have a full-time job, you can't be sitting around in a room with a bunch of fucking people drinking shitty coffee, reading a book and claiming that it's your own life story. And, a lot of people, once they see you leave those rooms and, start living life, and they get a little jealous maybe that you can do it without their help, that you're not, using the program as your new crutch. It's like all these people, they make AA their new alcohol and NA their new drug.
Yeah.
And, I can see where your wife's coming from, but that's really not a reason to fall off the wagon, full tilt. I avoid painkillers. I avoid, the things that I used to do to, fix, manage, and control my problems. But, I don't see alcohol the same way. But, that was never my crutch. And maybe it definitely was your wife's crutch. Anyway, I'm getting off topic and rambling, so I'll let you go back to talking about what you were talking about before I interrupted you.
Yeah, I mean, we could go wherever you guys want. It's just, like I said, she was really big into it, and I've been forced to do a couple things in life. One is pay taxes. 2 is I was forced to go to my charm school, and 3, I was forced to go to AA classes. And I didn't personally find them very helpful, but that doesn't mean it's not a good program. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know, the few AA meetings I went to, it seemed like a bunch of old drunks going over war stories. And how is that helping anybody that's trying to stop drinking? It's just like people in NA would talk about, their old drug stories. I was like, how is that helping anybody, kick the habit? That's just reminding them that there are good times to be had out there. So why do I need to, abstain from this thing that I think is, making me a more fun person?
Oh, well.
I could go on for hours about how some of these 12-step programs are just a big fucking waste of time. So how about we just segue gently into the millennials topic?
Yeah, I was just one quick thing. Whenever my wife gets mouthy, I tell her there's a new 12-step program she should check out. On.
You cut off there. It's what called on and on and on.
Yeah. Yeah. On and on and on. Oh, shit.
Oh, Max Jackson says if people like TFC, Joe Budee, Nemo, etc. followed Corey Wayne's advice, more than likely they wouldn't have divorces. IMO. I don't know, maybe, but I don't think Corey Wayne was around when I got a divorce.
Well, Max Jackson, could you just give us the bullet points on Corey Wayne's relationship philosophy.
Oh, it's just making sure that you wait around for opportunities for sex to happen. Apparently, I don't know. You know, I'm not going to dog on Corey Wayne anymore. He's not here to defend himself, nor would he ever be. You know, he's too busy making money and being a life coach to come into old Nemo's stream and talk shit.
Look, I'm just saying I don't know the first thing about the man, so I don't know what his advice would be. But, you know, if Coach Eli comes on the stream, maybe he can give us the bullet points because he's a huge fan.
All right. I'm going to send Eli. I'm going to send you the link. But before you start talking and asking our opinions and talking about Jamie, we do want to touch on the millennials topic. I know Cicely and myself do because we're both technically in the age range of being considered millennials.
I didn't know you guys were big fucking pussies.
I know, isn't that right,
we're
baby?
the millennials that don't count. We're the millennials that make millennials look good.
Yeah, well, my opinion is I think that I still kind of, you know, halfway identify more with Gen X than I do with millennials.
Well, what year were you born? Because the cutoff date is about 1980, right?
Yeah, I was born in '83.
Oh, okay. But, you know, these are just kind of arbitrary labels because, you know, how different are you than somebody born in 1978?
Not that different. It's only like a 5-year fucking age difference.
Yeah. You know, but I think that the later millennials, they're much different because of the internet, and you didn't grow up with the internet.
No, but I mean, I've had the internet since 1995, so.
Oh, really? So you're only 12 then?
Yeah. You know, and I've been around. I've been on the internet for a long fucking time. But then again, it was a lot different in 1995 than it is now.
Well, sure, you had the modem and the speeds were terrible.
Oh yeah, I still remember my first modem was I had an old Macintosh desktop, and it was the shit because I had a 33.6 modem, and most of them were still 14.4 or 28.8, and that thing I think it cost like $200 or something. I know my parents bought it, and I thought I was the fucking shit.
Good times with me and Carly.
I like Carly.
So yeah.
Yeah, she's growing on me like a tumor.
Well, she's a doctor. She could cut it off.
She could cut off your dick. You can cut off your dick too if you're not good to her.
At best, Carly is a surgery tech. Seriously, at best, Carly is a surgery tech or a suture nurse. At best.
A suture nurse, huh?
Yeah, just a nurse that closes people up.
She's always welcome to come on and talk. Husky voice.
Well, I mean, I threw some like basic medical questions at her that, you know, you don't have to be an expert to know, and she didn't even really know, you know, the answers. It's kind of sad.
I remember you did that in the last after party for the genuine relationships, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I mean, just like bare basic stuff that, you know, even an EMT or a medic should know. And, you know, she's a doctor supposedly, and she didn't even know what, you know, ACLS stood for. Or, you know, she claims that the nurse anesthetist would run the arrest on her operating table. I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
So Carly's betrayed our trust.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
She's good with Google. She's probably a nurse tech that's good with Google, and, you know, she's overheard the doctor say a couple like fancy words every once in a while, and she thinks she's like a doctor now.
All right, calm down, TFC. I'm gonna have to start simping for her now. Come on, change my name to something else.
But, you know, if things don't work out between Eli and Dana, you know, maybe Carly could step in.
Well, she and Eli do like gay music like Phil Collins, so, you know, that's like a match made in hell. And Whoosh Whoosh said, let's see if he can talk without mentioning Chris Cantu. I'm sorry, Chris can't do. Let me make that distinction. Sign up for my Red Pill Crypto, guys.
So how many seconds before Eli asks if we think Jamie is a big fucking pussy?
I don't know, but I'm ready to kick him and mute him if I need to, because seriously, I'm tired of being a small-minded person talking about people. We could be talking about ideas, man. Come on. Great minds talk about ideas. TFC's boyfriend told me so. I'm not sure. I know Jamie's over TFC, but try not to gag so hard next time. You need to work on that gag reflex, buddy.
Yeah, I don't think everybody else knows what we're talking about, but Jamie said that small minds talk about people, average minds talk about events, and great minds talk about ideas.
God damn it.
And I'm going to shamelessly plug Jamie, the Purple Pill show, or what is this? He's just the Purple Pill.
He's just the Purple Pill.
Yeah, he's going to be doing a Purple Pill show Friday night. He's going to compete, I guess.
He's a faggot.
He's going to compete with.
You were just choking on him over there a minute ago, TFC. So.
Sorry about that.
Kettle black.
Yes.
That's right.
That's right.
God damn it. Anyway, before Eli pops on and can't do becomes the topic of debate, or Jamie, let's talk about our generation, TFC. I know you're younger than me, but you and I seem to have the same kind of ethics, at least when it comes to working hard. That a lot of other people in our generation seem to be completely fucking lost on. I don't know. Is it really just, a sign of age? Because the whole millennial range of ages, it's a pretty wide gap. So is it really just the people that are maybe, just in their early 20s now? Or does it even stem to people our age? Because, I know some people my age that still act, like the generation of entitled brats. But, most people my age also have had to work hard to get where they're at.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if it has so much to do with the age. I think it really just depends on the attitude of the parents and how much the parents let the kid get away with. And the age range.
Yeah, and we're entering the age of the parents now are the kids of the former hippies. The hippie parents would let them do whatever they wanted, and they had free reign to do, pretty much anything. But now they're those kids that were raised in that environment are now the ones that are sheltering everybody and making up gluten allergies and, pandering to their kids' feelings and, inserting themselves in every aspect of their kids' lives. And, maybe is that a direct result of the hedonism of the 60s and 70s?
That I don't know. I don't know. I must say, I just think that it has to do with the way, whether the parents felt bad or felt guilty or whatever, or maybe, their parents raised them harshly and they didn't want to be so harsh. But, kids are allowed to become losers nowadays. And to me, it's just totally backwards.
Oh, but they still get a trophy. It's okay if you lose. You'll still get a trophy.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's
the same size as the trophy of the first place team.
Yeah, that's a whole nother issue too. That's breeding this entitlement attitude too. But I really think it starts at home, and society doesn't help either. Of course, like you said, the whole trophy and everything like that too. So
yeah, that, and also like we talked about earlier, it's the generation of everybody living on their iPhones, and the parents are so glued to their phones that they don't take the time to involve themselves with their children's lives. They're too busy, keeping up with the Joneses, so to speak. And their kids are the ones that are, receiving the punishment. and it's kind of an unseen detriment.
The millennials' mindset is work just doesn't agree with me. I tried to keep a regular 9-to-5 job, and it just didn't agree with me. Well,
Yeah, it doesn't agree with me either, but I still go for 40 hours a week because I got to put food on the fucking table. And so
exactly. I mean, back in the day, it didn't matter if it didn't agree with you. If it didn't agree with you, you starved to death. you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
but
it's just shit. I mean, I lost a job in October that I made like $50,000 a year before overtime, and now I'm making like, my new job. I think my annual salary is like $30K, but I fucking do it because how else is there going to be a goddamn steak in the fridge to slap on the fucking grill when I get home?
Exactly.
Like we don't want to live off fucking Kraft dinner and fucking ramen noodles for the rest of our lives, like some of these kids are going to do because they don't put any value on a hard day's work and earning their keep.
Yeah, you also don't, have your mommy to say, "Mom, what's for dinner?"
Yeah, I'm going to cast magic missile.
Jesus. Give me some Funyuns and some Mountain Dew.
Mom, is there any more Mountain Dew?
Well, that's
Mom, I told you I was going to have a LAN party. Where's the Mountain Dew?
Oh, boy.
Oh, wow. Eli has been like in the chat or in the call for like 3 or 4 minutes. Hasn't said a fucking peep. Let's give Eli a round of applause, everybody. We're not talking. Yay! Welcome to the show, Eli. I'm glad you've been waiting patiently in the wings.
Yes, thank you. Permission to speak freely.
Yeah, go ahead. But do not ask us about Jamie for at least 5 minutes. And Chris can't do his off the table for right now.
Well, fuck.
Yes.
Hey, guys, it was nice talking with you.
All right, I'll give you one Jamie comment.
Open
He's a pussy.
Season.
I'm not going to mention that. I want to go into this millennial subject with you guys in general. It just so happens to be that Jamie's at the forefront representing all millennials for their shitty, unusual, abnormal, manly type of behavior. And it's not just the men, it's the women as well. But go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just going to interject for a second. To be fair, Jamie is far from the worst, paradigm for a millennial. I just do want to preface that in advance. But go ahead, Eli, continue. I'll shut up.
Then if there are guys and gals worse than Jamie, then we're really fucked. Society's really fucked then, man. Because he's bad enough. He's really. Here's the thing, man. It's like I'm not trying to kick anybody down, but these millennials, like you guys have been talking about, they have this entitlement behavior, and it's like they don't even realize how they're acting. And like you guys are saying, you got to do what you got to do to bring food and drink and water to the table to survive. Sometimes you have to do something you really don't want to do. I worked in the retail management, retail corporate world for 16 years, and I enjoyed it, but it wasn't really what I wanted to do. But I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And after 16 years, I finally realized what my calling was. I wanted to be self-employed and went back to school, got my insurance licenses, and I made something out of myself. But I chose to do that because that's what I wanted to do. But in the meantime, I still had to fucking pay for shit.
Hey, $20 is $20.
$20, $5
Eli's
is
not
$5.
gay, but $20 is $20.
Yeah, you know what? These guys like Jamie, they want us throwing them a bunch of shekels, just for the hell of it. And I'm not going to do that.
If somebody were to give you a $600 super chat, wouldn't you tell them exactly what they want to hear?
No.
Isn't the max 500?
Well, if you're a super shill, I think they up it to 6. But you'd have to ask, some of Eli's favorite people.
Well, I'm sure once Eli reaches 1,000 subs, he'll definitely get $500 super chats.
Here's the thing, guys. Let me respond to that. you know, whatever happens, happens. But even if I were to get a $500 super chat, here's the thing. You know, obviously you have to prioritize the paid chats over the free chats. Not trying to take anything away from the people that are posting for free, but if you want people that want a guaranteed response, once you get big, you have to at least respond to the ones that are paid. But here's the thing. I'm going to treat those paid, you know, super chats in the same way I treat the free ones. You know, if I feel you're doing something wrong, or I feel like there's a better way that you can do something, I'm not going to kiss your ass just because you gave me a donation. And heck, you know, if you're not happy with my answer, then you know what? I'll refund you your money and you go your own fucking way. That's what this MGTOW thing is all about. But you can't kiss ass just for the money, guys. I mean, I think you guys can respect that.
I do.
Yeah.
It defeats your purpose. It defeats your vision, your mission. It defeats who you are as a human being, and it goes against your business's principles if you know, favor certain people just because they're throwing money your way. This is not the fucking government, man. You throw money their way and they kiss your ass. They give you all these, you know, tax breaks and shit, you know. But this isn't the fucking government. This is humanity, man. You guys are stuck? Are you guys stuck, man? I mean, shit, man.
I'm just listening.
You're just blowing me away. Yeah, you're blowing me away with your knowledge, to be quite honest.
I don't believe that. But anyway, thank you for the compliment anyway.
I mean that. I'm serious.
Well, if you honestly mean that, man, I super appreciate it. I appreciate it regardless. But no, that's the thing, man. It's like, look, a lot of people have come out here and they've said, oh, you're this life coach and you're out to make money. Who doesn't want to make money? But I want to make money legitimately. And I give a lot of shit away for free. And even for the people that start to pay at some point through the super chat, you know, then, you know, they're going to be treated the same way. They're just going to get guaranteed response. When you're running a live stream and you have 100 messages popping up per minute, it's very difficult to get to all of them, even if you want to. So that's the only difference is the super chats will get priority, but they're not going to get any different answers, you know, compared to the people that ask questions in the non-super chat. They just get priority.
Well, that's why I suggested somebody super chat Chris Cantu. Why won't he meet with you? Because at least hopefully he would see it. He might not even be seeing the comments trying to get you and him to, you know, to clash, right?
No,
also to be fair, I'm trying to keep up with the chat on this tiny ass live stream, and it's still hard then. So it doesn't surprise me that on a can't do stream that he's losing comments or doesn't see things.
Listen, here's the thing. NYC Korean MGTOW's in here, and I'm glad that him and I have kind of patched up our relationship. I mentioned he's been unblocked from my channel, and thank you for you know, willing to work with the NYC Korean MGTOW. I honestly mean that. And MGTOW Mindframe's been he's been cool with me lately. I've been chatting it up. He unblocked me on his channel, and you know, God bless him. You know, I hope he does well on the Appalachian Trail. But as far as Chris Cantu goes, you know, NYC Korean MGTOW's a moderator, like on every fucking YouTube channel, in every fucking country, continent, whatever the fuck. That guy, man, fuck, man. I get the notification. I go to that fucking stream, and he's already there. He's like sleeping there, dude. He's camping out, waiting for that live stream to fucking start. But anyway, lots of respect there. But him and the other mods, there are a lot of mods there, and they see the comments, and they repeat.
The hell was that?
Yeah, what is that? I'm getting really distracted here.
I think that's Joe's wife.
Okay, he muted it. With all these mods in the chat, when they see something posted like that as important as that, they will repeat it and they will make sure Chris sees it. So I can guarantee you Chris is seeing it. He's just ignoring it. And the reason why he's ignoring it is because he doesn't want to answer. Okay, he answers other people's questions. He just won't answer the ones that are going to basically screw him over. He's actually being very smart. If he's trying to rip people off, he's doing it the smart way by not responding to someone that's trying to call him out on this game. That's all I'm saying. That's it.
Well, it didn't hurt you. I mean, you weren't actually scamming people, at least not to my knowledge, but I mean, it didn't hurt you to stand up and respond. It actually helped you, right?
But here's the thing. I didn't do it for that. Let me explain to you guys why I did it while we're here. The bottom line is who doesn't want to get exposure and grow? It all comes with the territory, right? but I'm like a consumer advocate. I've always been like that. I like protecting the people, and I didn't do it to gain ratings. As a matter of fact, I lost 35 subs when I called Cantu out. People were leaving. Then next thing you know, after I called him out, this big video came out with this groundwork for the metaphysics guy named Marcus or something, cool guy. When he put that video out, who's laughing?
I'm laughing because just because you said NYC moderates everybody's live streams, I made him a fucking mod, and he says, "Hey, Eli, 900 shackles are your ban."
Fuck you guys, man. Fuck you, motherfucker. You guys.
And I also made Asystole a mod because I did promise him the hammer status.
All
I
right,
have
anyway.
the power now.
It's not the hammer. It's the fucking wrench. It's a fucking wrench, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
I know. We just call it the hammer because it's fun.
Dana's
hammer.
the only one that has a wrench in my channel for right now, and I'm deciding maybe I'll give you guys mod access. You know, we'll see.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Is that a wrench or a strap on?
Well,
it's Big John.
A double-headed.
but guys,
Big
here's
John.
the thing. This is an important, honest question here, and this is where credibility comes into place. Okay, yeah, I lost a lot of subscribers, but then this groundwork for the metaphysics guy Marcus came out and basically challenged Chris Cantu and other people that are selling the red pill coin as well. All of a sudden, I'm getting messages from guys that were buddies with NYC Korean Make and other mods on their channels, like the Persian Mercenary comments on my channel. Looks like you were right. He sends me the link to Marcus's video, and I'd already seen it because Charles sent it to me. You know, I've got people that have my back as well. And next thing you know, my subs start going back up again. Now I'm back to like what 532 or something. And so it's like it's been interesting what's been happening, but it wasn't my intention. I'm done in 1 minute, guys. It wasn't my intention to try to grow off of it. I don't like people getting ripped off. I've always been that way. I like protecting people. If I can say something that can protect people from further, losing their ass on a scam, that's why I did it. If I get a benefit from it myself, it just happens naturally. But I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just pissed off at some guy ripping people off. That's it. Oh.
You white knighted for the MGTOW community.
Dude, if you want to call me a white knight for the MGTOW community, then amen, brother. And if I had my fucking sounds on in the background, I'd give you a big fucking round of applause because you deserve it.
Well, thank you for doing it, Eli.
Ain't easy.
I feel safer with you fighting for us.
Well, I pray.
No, Eli, maybe Asystole will pull his butt cheeks apart for you.
Well, and it's been a great pleasure seeing Trim Hits in there, in here. But honestly, you guys remember Mighty Mouse? I'm like Mighty Mouse. I may be a small guy, but I have a big attitude, man. Big attitude.
That's right.
All right. Whoosh Whoosh wanted me to ask you why you avoided the first live stream you did and ignored his warning to not try to take MGTOW where you tried to. Okay.
First of all, I love Whoosh Whoosh. I think you're a phenomenal guy, and I appreciate you no matter what you think. But in all honesty, I don't avoid any questions. It's just, look what the Bearded mentioned. Bearded, you've grown, man. I'm proud of you. You have 10 watching now. What do you have? 114 subs. I mean, you're 116 subs right now. Fucking A, dude. I'm so proud of you, man.
I picked up 2 more.
You did.
Well done.
Well done, dude.
You owe it all to Eli.
Well, no, fuck that, dude. Guys, God damn it. I mean,
Charles has been chilling me out too, so we'll give Charles some credit too.
That's fine. But
it was mostly Eli.
Well, Charles can't stream right now because of his community guideline strike. So, but he's doing the best he can, and he's taking it like a champ. But yeah. So it's like you've got these guys like Purge Mercenary and all these people now that are just like, okay, wow, now everyone's eyes are opening. So here's the thing. Let me know if it's okay to mention, the show I'm going to be on Sunday. Is that cool, Bearded?
Yeah. But then get back to Whoosh's question after you. I do want you to be able to plug your DDJ. It's DDJ show you're going on, right?
Yeah, fine. I'll put that on hold. Whoosh. I never meant to ignore you or anyone else. Basically, if you look at this, I got sidetracked. If you look at this live stream here, it's growing, and this is I'm not talking smack. This is considered more of a smaller stream, and it's still difficult to moderate. You know, especially if you're the channel owner, you know, and you're trying to, you know, talk to a bunch of guys on the chat. For me, I take callers. You know, I do video in some cases. I have a lot of things going on, so I can't always see what's going on in the chat. But if I do see it, I will answer it. And there is no question I'm not willing to answer. And if you guys want to ask me a question specifically and you want a guaranteed answer, you know, send me an email to Coach Eli at coach.eliasmellis.com. I have a real domain, not just that Gmail bullshit. I mean, I have one of those too. We all do. But I have a real email, Coach Eli at coach.eliasmellis.com. Go to any of my videos and in the description section below, find the email, send me an email. I'll answer your questions or make a comment on one of my videos and I'll answer your question. The chat's hard to moderate, man. It's hard. But when I start getting some shekels, when I get 1,000 subs, you know, then the paid ones will definitely get answered. But I'll still answer free questions if I see them. Just make sure I see them. Hard, man. There are a lot of people out there. I don't know how much more honest you can be than that, right?
All right. Are you monitoring? Are you still on the chat on the stream, Eli, or are you just on the stream?
No, dude. I have it muted, and I'm also in the chat.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure that you're seeing Whoosh's comments to you.
Yeah, Whoosh said, my point is you brought all this on yourself and you used MGTOW to launch your channel and create a lot of bullshit in our community. That wasn't my intention. It was not. You're a man. I'm a man. Bearded's a man. We're all men, regardless of you know, which way we go. We're a brotherhood. Like Big John mentioned, the real Big John, not my fucking Blue Yeti, black Blue Yeti microphone. All right? The real Big John mentioned in the interview I did with him, he said that, you know, look, he was talking about this infighting that all these guys are talking about now. I'm tired of this infighting, you know? And Big John was saying 90 to 95% of every man is the same. We're a brotherhood. We have a 5 to 10% difference in the way we think. That is not big enough to fight amongst each other. We're brothers. We accept each other for who we are. So it was never my intention to leverage MGTOW to grow my channel. I wanted to be a part of the brotherhood because I've been through a lot of shit you guys have been through. Just because I haven't been married doesn't mean I haven't been taken for money. And I've been taken for a lot of money because I was a stupid fuck.
How much?
Oh, fucking tens of thousands, guys. Tens of thousands multiple times. Early on, my first few relationships. I was stupid. I was a blue pill simp, cuck, white knight, mangina, fucking whatever you want to call me, dude. I didn't even know what it was back then, but looking back at it now that I know the fucking terms, that's what I was. But at least I'm man. Go ahead.
To be fair, most of us were simps and cucks and losers at some point. Otherwise, we wouldn't be where we're at. But, I mean, there are the few lucky ones that have been here for a while and, you know, have always been this way. But to be fair, most of us at some point have been Blue Ball Brandon, you know, His Majesty King of the Simps at one point or another.
Some of us turn back, too. Do it again.
Yeah, and you know what? You know what? Woosh said you
Like
never
MA.
missed a comment. You never missed a comment from MGTOW Mindframe. And let me answer. That's a good question, right, Bearded? Right, Assistly and Joe?
Right. That's right.
Well, yeah, because I replied that you do get a little starstruck, I think.
No.
You know, maybe you fanboy sometimes. And
Oh man,
see,
you were so hard for Big John. It hurt.
Remember the time when Big John came on the show, like, Big John, everybody! And you couldn't really hear anything else other than the...
You know what, guys?
Hoover noise. We love you, Eli, and we give you shit.
I get that.
We give you shit.
With humility, okay? I'm like when I say humility, you have to laugh, huh? Because I have none, huh?
Go ahead. Be humble.
It's all right, dude. It's I'm still taking bullets, man, but I'm still standing. Yeah. Ding, ding, ding. Elton John, baby. Carly liked that rendition of I'm Still Standing, right, Carly?
That was good.
She's too busy fucking talking with Trim Hits and his ass cheeks and shit. Anyway, fuck, man, that Trim Hits fucking cracks me up. Does that guy crack you guys up, man? Not to go on a sidetrack, but he's pretty fucking funny, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a good troll. I enjoy his trolling in the chat of Carly. It's really quite entertaining.
Oh, he
it's actually made me have this live stream go on longer than I intended on it going to begin with.
He trolls me too, you know, on my videos, but it's kind of funny. So fuck, you know, I approve his shit. It's all good.
The trolls make it interesting. If you block everybody, then it just looks like you're a big fucking pussy. Isn't that right, Dana?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay, I know. So that to answer the question, here's the thing. Okay, it's mind frame. What I respect about him is he's a fucking fighter. He makes himself well aware in the chat. He consistently talks and he gets on your ass and he calls you out, and you can see him clearly in the chat. Now I don't see all his messages, but if I look at the chat at any given moment while he's on one of my streams, he shows up there because he's constantly responding, constantly. Okay.
He types in caps too.
And he types in caps, which stands out. Okay. I'm not saying you all should, I'm in California. We don't talk that way, but I'm not saying that you all should type in caps. But if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. You got to capture the person's attention. He's just good at capturing people's attentions. I don't want to suck Mindframe's dick. I'm not trying to kiss his ass. I'm not trying to get starstruck because, the guy has more subs than me and he called me Cuck of the Year and we started this banter after the Church of MGTOW was supposedly going to be created by me and all that bullshit, right? I'm not starstruck. I just, when I'm in it with somebody, I pay closer attention to people that are in it with me at the current moment. Him and I had something going. It was something that needed to be discussed and taken care of. So that's why I was focusing more energy on him. And he, like I said, he stands out in the chat. So whoosh, whoosh, he's no better than you. You're no better than him. You're equal to me.
Yeah, but
go ahead.
But I think Whoosh's beef right now was that he's been trying to ask you this question for a while and you weren't answering him. You were kind of glossing over it. So I'm glad you actually finally answered his question. And I will say I do let a lot of things in the chat go and don't pay attention. But if there are serious questions that are being asked, I will try to get whoever the direct person is that you're asking. I'll try to get them to answer your question.
I have a serious question that I've never gotten a good answer to.
All right, Joe Budee.
Who's your question
to you, Coach Eli.
Oh. How is Dana a unicorn?
Yeah, that's my question. Why is she a unicorn?
Ooh, and boom goes the dynamite. Grab your popcorn, gents.
He was supposed to make a video about this. I'm still waiting.
Well, it'll come out soon.
Well, just give us the
Pop out.
I got
hopefully by Christmas, right?
If you can't tell us anything,
God damn it,
right
guys! Eli, I'll do it on his own time. God damn it!
If you can't tell us right now, then I think you have relationship problems with Dana.
Ooh.
Well, that's you're entitled to your opinion. I'd be happy to answer your question.
Go ahead.
If you'd like to give me the floor, I'd be happy to answer it. So here,
3 minutes, Eli. Go ahead and answer.
Well, it might not even take me that long, man. I'm not trying to steal your show. I'm just trying to answer the man's
You're fine.
Here's the thing. It's all a matter of opinion. I'm leading into the answer by saying this. MGTOW is what every individual man makes it to be. Go back to my Christmas rant on the 25th. It was done live. Okay? And I looked in the fucking camera. I was fucking angry. And I said, look, MGTOW is what every man makes it to be, wants it to be. That's why it's men going their own way. In my opinion, and solely my opinion, and it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. It's all that matters is what I think, because I'm going my own way. I think she's a unicorn because to me, there's been no other woman that respects me as much as she has. And so it's been simple. Yeah, do we have our moments? You can have the most perfect woman on the face of this planet, like Joe's wife. She was very, very clean, to be polite about it. I don't want to talk shit. I mean, I respect you and your wife, but she was very, very pure is a better way to put it. When he met her, I was like, holy shit. So she was probably a good woman, but she still has her moments, right, Joe?
That's right.
Well,
that's right.
So, okay.
He fell asleep during his answer he's been waiting for.
No, that's fine. I'm not answering it the way he wants me to answer it so he can, keep the shit talk going on. I'm being honest with you. It's like, look, is it a guarantee that Dan and I are going to work out? No, but I hope it does. And she hopes it does. And so far, so good. And I'm just going to, continue, handling my relationship in the best ways possible. based on what I've learned from my past experiences, based on red pill MGTOW knowledge, you know, based on Corey Wayne and other people, and all the knowledge that I've gathered in my 44 years of life. And that's all I can say. And that's why I feel she's a unicorn. But it's a matter of my own opinion, and no one else's, unless they want to make it one.
All right. Well, thanks for the answer, Eli.
Well, Joe, does that satisfy you, or were you unhappy about that, or does it matter?
That's kind of weak, but if that's all you got.
Well, why do you think
I
it's
think
weak?
he was looking for specifics, Eli.
Yeah, specific.
Like three specific reasons Dana is a unicorn.
Then you ask me that. What are 3 specific reasons that you feel Dana's a unicorn? You ask me why she's a unicorn to answer the fucking question. If you guys want a specific answer, then don't be like a woman and ask a specific question. Because women beat around the bush. Men get to the fucking men get to the fucking point. They don't beat around the bush. No offense, Joe Budee or anybody else, but men get to the fucking point and don't beat around the fucking bush. So let me answer that.
Personally, I like beating around the bush, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, I know what you're saying. Well, Bush went out in the 80s, dude. Anyway, so.
Okay, Eli, just give us 3 bullet points. Why is Eli? Why is Dana a unicorn?
Top 3.
Top 3, in my opinion. And you
No,
made
somebody else's.
I was coughing, man. I need to get some liquid here in a second. So after this, I'm gonna mute my mic and step away for 1 minute, but I'll be back. Top 3 reasons why I feel Dana is a unicorn. Simple answers. You guys are gonna laugh at it. You're gonna say, "Oh, these are blue pill simp answers," but this is how I feel. She's very kind, caring, and considerate. That's it. She's very kind, caring, and considerate of my wants and needs in the same ways that I am towards her wants and needs. It's a 2-way fucking street, and that's why it works. Look, if it wasn't like that, guys, I'd be a red pill. I would probably still be. I'd probably go out and start banging women, which I haven't done that in the past. But you know what? I'd probably start doing that. I don't know. I wouldn't be like, a fraud like Chris Cantu, but I'd probably, be going all over the place and just, having a good time.
What woman prior to marriage is not kind, considerate, and caring?
Oh, maybe the ones that aren't dating men.
You'd be surprised, Joe. Here in the Bay Area, where I live, Soy Valley, like Chris Cunt to or can't do, calls it, the Soy Valley here in the Soy Valley, Silicon Valley. Okay, women are atrocious. Okay, women out here are acting more like men than men are. That's the problem, because they're all in high executive corporate jobs and shit, and when they go to work, they have to act like fucking men. And there are more jobs here than most places on the planet. Same in New York, where NYC Korean MGTOWs, any major city is going to have more jobs, right? So he's probably dealing with the same shit there. In a bigger city where there are more corporate jobs, or in a bigger metropolitan area where there are more corporate jobs, you're going to have more women in corporate jobs acting like fucking men. But they look hot and shit. They look hot and shit. They wear skimpy ass dresses. They have their tits popping out. They have all this shit, right? You guys have seen this shit, right? Yet they go to work. They have to be tough asses, because if they aren't, then they're not going to survive in the corporate world. And then they try to go date a man, and they still act like a man while they're on the date. And women like that, I've been on dates in the past before Dana with women like that, and I met some hot women like that. But when they were acting like a man, I asked them, I said, you know what? You're acting more masculine than feminine. Has anybody ever told you that? And some of them would even say, yeah, I hear that from my brother. I guess I work too much. And then I said, you know what? It's not going to work for me. I pulled a Corey Wayne line, it's not going to work for me, because I'm a man and I have masculine energy. And I'm looking for a woman that's feminine and has feminine energy. I'm not trying to take anything away from her from being a woman, but I'm not going to sit there and date a woman that just has a rough, harsh tone of voice. Doesn't turn me on. What turns me on about a woman is her feminine aspects. That's it. That's my answer right there. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Amen. God bless you.
That's right.
Right, Joe? I believe, man. Sorry for using the Lord's name in vain.
All right. So kind, considerate, and caring.
Kind, caring, considerate. Yep.
Okay. Kind, caring, and considerate. And,
yeah, either way. You can put them any way, but typically it's kind, caring, considerate. It's how.
Okay. And just out of curiosity, this masculine energy that you possess, does that have anything to do with Coach Corey Wayne?
I had this masculine energy before Coach Corey Wayne. Let me tell you what Coach Corey Wayne did for me. And Max Jackson, you can definitely give me a suggestion. If you like Max Jackson, put on a headset. You've been hanging around for a while, and get on Hangouts. Let's talk one-on-one, because I like you, man. You're in San Francisco. You're like 20 minutes away from where I live, or 30 minutes away from where I live. So, we can hang out, dude. We can have a beer and shit and talk about our women, because he's dating somebody. What was the question again, Joe? Because I got a little sidetracked. You asked...
Yeah, I just asked about your masculine energy, and you said, no, you had it before Corey Wayne, and then you were about to tell me what Corey Wayne's all about.
What Corey Wayne did for me after my ex actually cheated on me. It was horrific, man. I never had a woman cheat on me before. It was just the worst feeling. I've had some breakups, and they were rough enough, but this one hit me hard. But thankfully, I had experience in the past. I was in my 40s. And it did still hurt, but if I was in my 20s, I would have been 10 times worse. Who knows what I would have done. And I'm just glad I was older, because it was rough. But when I started watching Corey Wayne, I popped into those videos where he was saying, you don't have to believe anything this motherfucking bald guy here says, the shaved head motherfucker says. And I started laughing at that shit, right? And then I was thinking about, well, who the fuck is this guy? And I kind of tuned away from him for a while, but then I came back to him like a month later. I started binge watching all of his fundamental series and all that shit, and his relationship dynamics, videos. And while I pretty much knew most of what he was talking about, it was just really nice for somebody to clearly define it as well as Corey Wayne does. Corey Wayne clearly defines everything. And my beliefs and principles are very much in alignment with his. The only difference is that I never see him with a woman. I think he goes through women like they're water. And either he hasn't found the right one, or maybe his own, methods don't work on women for him. Who knows? But they do work. His methods are spot on. Because here's what Corey Wayne says. Because initially I was thinking, what if my ex wants to get back together with me? I was sitting there contemplating, possibly even considering, maybe giving her another chance if she wanted one. But I'm kind of glad it didn't work out that way. But what Corey Wayne said, he goes, if a woman doesn't want to be with you, if a woman changes the terms of your relationship from romantic to friendship, you turn and walk away and never look back. You tell her you're not interested in being friends. And if she asks you why, let her know, hey, I think you're hot. We had a great time. And I'm not looking for friendship. I'm looking for something more romantic. Please do not contact me down the road unless you want something romantic. Then you turn and walk away. You never look back. You don't call her. You don't text her. And you don't email her. Nothing. People say the 30-day no contact rule, give her 30 days and then contact her. No, that's not going to work. There is no limit. She's either going to get back to you or you're going to find somebody better. That's what Corey Wayne says. I believe in that. And look what happened. Dana came into my life and I found somebody better. And I'm much happier, like 100 times happier with Dana than I ever was with my ex. Much happier. Regardless of what you guys think about, my lady's physical attributes, or I'm much happier with her than I was with my ex or any other woman I've been with. It's simple, it's natural. So yeah, Corey Wayne's methods, I do believe in them. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think we can move on. But this is Nemo's show.
All right, yeah, we are gonna move on because I need to close the stream down here in a minute because I've got to be. I have to be awake in 6 hours to get ready to go to work, so I need to get some sleep. But I do want to bring up the point that Whoosh Whoosh brought up, and he said he disagrees with Eli's statement about MGTOW, and excuse me, that Molson getting me all carbonated and burpy. It says you have to mix the MGTOW road sign and the acronym to grasp the MGTOW philosophy. And you can see what I said in the chat. Basically, I kind of agree with that. Like, if you don't go off of the main road and you don't exit, the path that society at large wants you to go on, how are you going your own way? When you're, it's all about, bettering yourself and your own success. And not everybody else's. So if you're still, living a life where you're in relationships and focusing on women or other people, it doesn't necessarily have to be women, and you're not focusing on your own, well-being and success and development, how are you really going your own way? It seems like you're towing the company line. And I guess that's why in my own personal philosophy, I haven't yet adopted that MGTOW label, because, I'm not sure yet. I don't want to chain myself to an ideology and philosophy that isn't, actually my ideology and philosophy. But I really think it's kind of, I don't know. It's a
double-edged sword. Double-edged sword.
Kind of like that, or it's almost like a female tactic to say it's whatever you think it is. I mean, MGTOW is kind of a rigid, there's 2 or 3 tenets of MGTOW that, you have to follow. You avoid relationships, romantic relationships. You don't cohabitate, and you don't share your resources. So in that way, it's kind of a hardline philosophy. And while I do believe that, maybe you can incorporate that, it is how I make it kind of philosophy, it's still kind of a bastardized version of what MGTOW really is. And if Whoosh is still listening, maybe in the next couple minutes he can kind of insert in the chat if I'm going in the right direction or if I'm way off base. That's another reason why I don't, chain myself to that label, is because if I'm not living it exactly how it's supposed to be, or how, it's laid out in the groundwork, then I'm not going to attach the label to myself. And I think a lot of other people could benefit from doing the same thing. And that's not just, I'm not just singling Eli out, but anybody that tries to say they're MGTOW and then exhibits qualities and actions that are contradictory to the philosophy.
Okay.
And we'll get final thoughts from everybody about that. Then I'll
Bearded
Dullard Hair will come in and close down the live stream.
Amen. Bearded
with some new content.
Bearded, do you mind if I respond very briefly to 2 people? One, the Max Jackson, and then the other one, the Whoosh. Just very briefly, and it'll be like minute or less. Okay.
All right. Go ahead.
As far as Whoosh, I respect you, man. I love you like a brother. No matter what you think about me, you're entitled to your opinion. Sometimes, no matter how well you answer some people's questions, they're always going to challenge you. And that's how I feel it's going to be with Whoosh, and I appreciate him for that. Okay, but my intentions with you, Whoosh, and everyone else are totally pure. If you ever have a question for me and you're not reaching me in the chat, email me at coacheli@coach.eliasmelis.com. Chris Cantu is live. Gosh, man. And then there goes NYC probably. Anyway, as far as Max Jackson goes, very briefly here. Max asked, I think you are sometimes too quick to judge a person's character, and then when people jump on that, you're forced to defend it. Examples of Jamie, Jewel Dropper, etc. Let me mention that very briefly here. I gave both these guys plenty of opportunities. I reached out to them on my own time. You guys do not see what happens behind the scenes, and I try to keep that away from you guys because you guys don't need to deal with that. I deal with that. Okay? What I present to you guys is what I feel is good to present. I'm not going to put somebody out on the forefront that I feel is not going to represent me as much as I want to not represent me in the ways that, I want to represent them as well. If it's not a mutually beneficial type of thing, and if we both are on the same page. So the bottom line is I've been working with Jamie for many, many, many months. And I've helped him out. I've been there for him, gave him a platform on my channel, and on Charles's show, actually the Purple Pill show with Charles F. Gray and I, and other shows, even the show I do with Dana on Thursdays. He's been on there several times. I've done everything I possibly can. I've commented on his channel. I've done videos on him, telling people to subscribe to him. I've done everything. He hasn't done a goddamn thing for me, which you know what? I'm fine with that. I've done so much shit for him. He hasn't done a goddamn thing for me. He's mentioned me a few times in his videos and stuff like that, but he really hasn't done much more than that. Okay. And the bottom line is I don't care if he does nothing for me, as long as, he appreciates and respects who I am and what I do when I invite him in my house. He came into my house and he basically terrorized my house. And that's why I'm talking about him. I'm done. There you go. Jewel Dropper is just a weird guy. He's a troll. So we don't even need to go there. You guys need to take the time to get to know these guys better before you call me out on it. Love you, Max, but you're not sitting there, trying to grow a channel and networking with people, and trying to get the right people to interview to provide great value and content for your subscribers. So until you do that, I love you, buddy. Love you with everything I got in a normal, non-weird way. But seriously, dude, to people out there that just show up with a username and they don't have any content, it's hard to validate what you guys say sometimes. All right, back to you, man. I'm sorry. Had to let it out.
All right. Well, Eli sure had a lot to say there, didn't he, guys? Isn't that right, Dana?
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Sorry, I had Big John in my mouth.
All right. So I'll give you my final thoughts because I got my son in my lap and he's quiet for the moment. Final thoughts: just say no to single moms. Present unicorns. We'll make exceptions for single moms. So that's my advice to all you men. Buddy out.
Thanks, Joe Budee. TFC, final thoughts?
Good show as always. I only wish it could go longer as always. Eli, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Beard, thanks for having us. Good stuff, as always.
Anytime. Always glad to have you gentlemen on my streams. Eli, we always like to have you on. Lots of good information from everybody. And as we close the stream down,
hey, dude, real quick, what may I just mention the Sunday thing really briefly? We didn't mention that.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to give a shameless plug. I really could use your guys' support because this is not just about me. It's about everybody. This Sunday on Twitch TV at twitch.tv/Miss Andrea today. I'm putting out a video tomorrow. I've already done it. I'm going to upload it overnight, and it'll be out tomorrow, late morning, early afternoon, with information on the show. This Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Pacific, 1:30 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be the guest on DDJ's Miss Andrea Today show. Okay. If you don't know what Twitch is, you go there, you just sign up for a free account. If you have an Amazon Prime account, which if you don't, I don't know why, because it's so worth it. You can actually upgrade to the premium version. It's called Twitch Prime. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you can automatically become a Twitch Prime member at no additional cost. I'm not trying to pitch this. I want if you guys want to be there, this is what it's going to take. And we're going to basically talk about, everything. I told DDJ, who most of you know, he's a very well-respected person in the MGTOW community. I used to be a paralegal for 10 years, and he's written a book. Can't remember the name of it, but he's written a best-selling book. I think it's regarding like feminism or some shit like that. It's a good book.
You haven't even read the book. It's a damn good book. I recommend.
The Feminist Lie.
Everybody needs a copy of it.
Have you guys read it?
Yeah, I've had it
right here on my desk
for months. It's in the bookshelf behind my big ass black and white flag.
Oh, Nemo, the next stream that you do, or maybe on the January relationship show tomorrow night that I do with Dana, maybe we'll talk about it at that point. But real quick, just to wrap this up, so we're going to talk about everything. I told DDJ, feel free to ask me anything. He gave me the option to not talk about certain things. He's like, dude, if you don't want me to talk about something, let me know. I said, no, dude, gloves off. I'm here to answer your questions for everybody, for you, for whatever. So, it's going to be a good interview. I'm not holding back. He's not going to hold back. Last week he did an interview. You guys may have seen it on his Miss Andrea Today YouTube channel. What he does is he records his show, or he broadcasts them live on Twitch on Sundays, and then a few days later he uploads the podcast to his YouTube channel, Miss Andrea Today. If you haven't subscribed, just check out my video tomorrow. It'll have links on where to go to subscribe, or just look up Miss Andrea Today and you'll find it. But last thing, he did an interview with Chris Cantu, MGTOW Expat, and MGTOW 101. They've all been in Cambodia. And the internet connections over there are really shitty, man. It's really hard to do live streams from over there, man. It cuts out like a motherfucker. But, if you guys want to watch that, and I'll share it in the link tomorrow in my video as well, about 50 minutes into it, 10 minutes before the stream ended, they started talking about myself and DDJ referred to me as Cuck Eli, and it's kind of interesting to me, Bearded. I want you to close off with this as well. DDJ is a good guy. He was very nice to me. He came on the Purple Pill show and we interviewed what's her name, Lily M32. It was very nice to me. Nice to me when we did the preliminary interview, several weeks ago to kind of just get to know each other. But then he calls me Cuck Eli. Do you think that guys are two-faced when they're in front of different people? Because I think DDJ is a good guy. Do you think he was just, calling me Cuck Eli because that's what these guys wanted to hear? Or do you think he really feels that way? And why is he treating me with respect when he talks to me and calling me Cuck Eli and other on the other stream with other guys? Why would that be? I'm just curious. I want to get your opinion before you close it down, dude.
I can answer that.
Yep.
You have to bear with my little boy here.
Baby Buddy is not happy.
No, he's passive. But what he and TFM do is they take cucks and they make fun of them. They let them do their spiel and then they roast them afterwards.
What do you mean?
If you haven't watched TFM's show, you won't know. But I'm just telling you, that's what they do. Nemo, fill him in.
I don't know. It's been so long since I've watched TFM's show.
So they go through a normal interview. Basically, it's a normal. I haven't watched any other stuff because I haven't had time. I'll probably go check it out later tonight.
You'll be interviewed and then you'll be spit roasted like a suckling pig.
Well, it depends how. I mean, if you embarrass yourself, like there's this one Indian guy who his girlfriend went off with another man in the bedroom while he was there playing online poker. And you're like, well, why didn't you do something? He's like, well, I was winning money.
If you cuck yourself, it will be relentless. But if you don't have many opportunities where you would have to insert your foot in your mouth, then they should be fair. But you know how guys are. We rip on each other. We rip on you all the time. But
do you have faith in me?
Beard,
I want to ask you. This is your channel, and I respect you. I know I'm keeping you here longer than you want to be, but really quick, I respect you. Sorry to cut you off, but I want to show my respect. Do you feel I can handle that interview? From what you know of me, be honest.
I think you'll do fine. I mean, you've taken relentless ass reamings from everybody in the community, and you're still on YouTube. So the DDJ is not going to throw you anything that MGTOW Mindframe hasn't already tried to firmly stick up your asshole. I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, but you know the funny thing is,
TFC and Joe would agree.
MGTOW Mindframe, we're like best friends now, man. Don't let him hear that.
Oh, no homo, no homo. Preface that. Make sure
no, dude,
no homo. No homo, son. You catch STDs, not feels, son.
I think you'll do good, Eli. I think you'll be fine.
Guys, please come and support if you can. I will be happy to mention your names if I'm able to. I'll do what I can. I'm not going there just for me. I'm going there for the community, for the people. And you know what? I'll give DDJ a good show. And you know what? I like the last thing, when I went on the Mindframe stream, I knew he was going to ream me. I was ready for him. I expected him to ream me, and I went on there and I just took it like a champion. I let him fuck me up the ass, per se, figuratively speaking, right, Joe? Okay, and right. And so it's like he couldn't.
Can you expound on what you just said?
No, that's all right. I think you get it. I think I was clear enough. But the bottom line is you want to be entertained, dude. Because I get it, dude. I'm gonna call you Asistly. Everyone else calls you TFC because they can't pronounce your fucking name. No one can pronounce your fucking name.
I can pronounce Asistly. I just like to call him TFC because it's a lot easier.
The artist formerly known as TFC.
Yeah, the artist formerly known as TFC Fan 2021, aka Asistly 810. There we go.
Exactly, but real quick, because Bearded needs to end this, and I don't want to keep. But the bottom line is, I went on to Mindframe stream knowing that he was going to fuck me up the ass. And the thing is, I still went on there because I wanted to give him the opportunity to have his say. He has the right to have his say, and so do I. And we hashed it out like two men.
So when he was doing, did you enjoy it?
Oh, I really loved Mindframe fucking me up the ass, dude. It was so, dude. I never been fucked up the ass. What's that?
Joe Budee is going to take this stream. He's going to download it, and he's going to cut that up and make it his second video. His second.
Fuck you guys, dude.
video of Eli and Joyce being fucked up the ass by MGTOW Mindframe. And Mindframe's gonna roll on his face laughing, and he's gonna type in all caps, "I fucked that cuck in his ass."
But yeah, Bearded, I really appreciate you saying what you said. Here's the thing. I'm now gonna go look at. I did try to look at some of the what is it, TFMs, TFM and DDJ. They were doing the show for a while. They don't do it anymore, right?
Oh no, every Saturday, TFM does his show. It's not as good as it used to be, in my opinion, but it's been like 2 months since I watched one of his shows live.
Yeah. So what they do is they basically interview people, and then they talk shit about them behind their backs afterwards. That's fine. For me, that's how I know that's how people are. So
Just the cucks. Just the cucks.
But here's the bottom line. They think I'm a cuck. Well, I'm like second cuck now. I'm like, now fucking MA, poor guy, man. Now he's been cucked out more than me, and I never thought that was possible, especially from a monk. But I'm gonna go on this show, and I'm gonna be like, look, here's the thing, DDJ, I respect you, man. But if you're gonna call me a cuck once this show ends, I prefer you call me a cuck now, because I'd rather take it up the ass right now while we're broadcasting live than you fuck me up the ass once we're done. There you go.
Eli, why do you do this to me?
Why did I do what?
Why do you make me spend more time on the computer splicing things up to make another video?
Dude, I give you guys material. I should copyright this shit and sell it to you guys for some shekels. Or shekels, I mean. Not shackles, shekels. I'm done, guys. Bearded, dude, you're going to get pissed at me keeping you up all fucking night, dude. So
Yeah, I am. I'm starting to get agitated, but it's okay. It's
Howard,
all fun.
how about your final thoughts, Howard?
All right. Hello, MGTOW. Hello, man. This is Dullard Hair. And
Dullard Hair?
Yeah, Dullard Hair.
Are you drunk?
No. This is the name that I'm using, so I don't get in trouble and don't get flagged by people. People get butthurt, even the MGTOWs. And if their favorite content creator starts getting lampooned and spit roasted, they'll go and do mass flaggings on the channel. So my name is Dullard Hair, and here's some new content for you. It was a great stream tonight. We talked about single mothers and millennials. Coach Eli came on the show and provided some fun. He answered Whoosh Whoosh's question, finally, after, many months of Whoosh waiting patiently for Eli to answer him. We talked about the upcoming show that Coach Eli is going to do with DDJ. And he talked about MGTOW Mindframe fucking him up the ass and how much he enjoyed it. And, men pumping and dumping each other, it might be frowned upon by some, but I'm sure it does happen here in the MGTOW community. But anyway, I'd like to wrap this show up. I'm going to speak for the bearded nemophilist, personally. He asked me to. He wanted some new content for his channel. But make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and click the bell so that you get all notifications, as I do plan on producing more content for you. And thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you on the next one. This has been Dullard Hair. Good night, MGTOW. Good night, man.
Dullard Hair.